gonna say, you look
And we are on. All right, we're back after 2 weeks. We had some interesting session last time where we fought. It was relatively action packed. I think. I feel like there was some fighting there. You guys saw some wolves and got attacked by a dragon thing outside of a cave.
Mm-hmm.
Wynn did some crazy acrobatics jumping out of a tree. There was an owl. The owl kept getting back up, which implied to you guys that the group you had left behind to face off against the undead may have had a harder task in front of them than we might have been expecting. But you pressed on, knowing that the only way forward was forward. And found in the overhang that had clearly crumbled a number of times over the years, over the centuries, there had been some things that had come up under the ground. And revealing a hole that you guys were able to climb down in and find some sort of complex temple type thing. You explored around, noting that there was some sort of altar room, but didn't have enough time to do a thorough exploration. You went down into what looked like rooms for perhaps the priests that were here at some point.
Mm-hmm.
And even further down, you found crypts relative, pretty much full crypts in sort of the maze-like undercroft here of this strange place. Eventually, you were confronted by a lich of some sorts. Briefly mentioned that he met Tiber Septim and was cursed. You guys asked him. Wait, did somebody ask? Because I had it on the screen. Somebody asked him if he was the dragon guy.
Yep, we did ask him if he was a knight, and he was very derisive about it. So we then asked politely for the dragon's blood, and he said, "Get bent," and we said, "Okay, fine." And we killed him.
Yep.
That's great.
And that was it. Mission accomplished.
In theory, mission accomplished. Yeah. See how well we actually did.
Yeah, and then you shot him in the face before he could. I had in my mind. I figured this was going to be a fight, but I had in my mind there is a way that they could potentially talk their way out of it. Right? I wanted to try and monologue at you, and then Neil Ilfinish just shot him in the face.
He made it very clear that he didn't think very much of us, and/or had a lot of ill intent towards people. And he's commanding an undead army, which I am not a very big fan of, so I shot him. I feel justified in my position.
He was shocked at being attacked so blatantly and unexpectedly, and he couldn't really ever regain the initiative, as even with backup of all the undead in the crypts and one of the wolves, he couldn't keep you guys off of him, and Bertolus and Wynn dashed forward, dealing lots of damage, and we spent 3 fate points to have Razor cast a spell.
Was it only 3? I think it felt like 5 or like 15 or more. 27 or something ridiculous.
Yeah, we did. I spent a lot of fate points just trying to make magic work.
The resulting spell did help clear out the undead that were rising out of the coffins around you. And down the guy went. His blood, he had lots of blood, and it was weird, dark, almost oozy blood.
Mm-hmm.
And you brought him down, and then there was, you got the amulet from him, your sword. Bertolus. It was left around his weapon, and he pulled it out, and it felt like time was of the essence. So you guys booked it out of there, went back upstairs to the altar room, which had an adjoining room that had a bunch of weird stuff in it. You guys went in there, and when I don't remember who the first person to walk in there was. But all the sparks were like contained in some sort of magical field on one side of the room. On another side of the room, when you guys came in, like a little flame appeared when somebody would come in. 2 flames appeared when Wynn walked in, and 1 for everybody else, I believe. Yeah. Who went in that room. You debated for some time about what exactly to do here, because maybe it wasn't totally clear. Maybe the guy who knew was now a puddle of blood in the basement.
Yeah.
You decided that the best course of action was to just destroy this altar. You did enough scholaring that you learned that this was some sort of ritual to pull somebody's blood to use as magical energy for whatever experiments this guy was doing. But you started chipping away at the altar. Just as it started to crack and break, the whole entire place started to shake, and rocks and things were falling from the roofs. And all of you dashed out of there. Vale got hit in the head briefly. I think Vale's mostly okay.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys squeezed out of there at the last second. As you came out to a group of the soldiers who had followed you, they clearly had been a fight of their own. There are wounded among them. And then you spotted what appeared to be an enemy scout, and off in the distance, and Neolithinith dashed off to chase it. And that's where we'll start. I think, Neo, the action is on you. I'm going to have you roll up
Yeah.
athletics or acrobatics. See if you can keep up.
Oh boy. I feel like I do this every time we return to this game and roll in Discord. I have to remember what the formula is.
Yeah.
That's okay, found it.
Yep.
We alright. We alright.
You got it.
Do you want acrobatics for climbing the mountain path?
I would take acrobatics, yeah.
Okay.
Does anybody else? So Neolithinith dashes off.
I mean, I don't know why she dashed off, but I'm gonna try to follow her, I guess.
I'm not used to mountains. I'm used to woods.
It's the snow, really, as you start making your way up. You're trying to find places to kind of like get up in front and like use acrobatics, but they're just barely staying ahead of you. You catch another glimpse of them. You could shoot at them if you'd like. Or do something else.
I want to see if I can find where he's going.
Let's see. The mountain. So you guys are right next to these two mountains that kind of come together. There's an overhang on one of them, where the cave is, and he's, I guess, along the southern edge of one of the mountains, running west, I guess. So looks like he might want to go up and around. You're not sure if there's a path up there. I don't know how well you would have memorized the maps that the scouts had made.
I'm gonna do my best to follow him, but I will not shoot at him.
Okay. Aldrich, after Neo dashes away, a few moments go by. Aldrich takes stock of what's going on. Makes sure the wounded are being taken care for by the couple of restorers in the group, and then kind of nods over at a couple of basically what are more scout-like people, and two of them go running off after where Neolithinith went. Vale, how are you feeling?
I think this might be one of my first consequences ever, so a little woozy. And I kind of want to help, but I kind of like stagger over in that direction and then sit down on a rock. It's not like serious, but
yeah.
I'll just kind of try and be helpful, I guess.
Bertolus?
Well, I think for now I need to stay near Vale because he looks a little out of sorts.
Yeah.
And I could use, a restore myself. Just a little bit.
Cool. Do you restoring how?
What's that?
Did you say you need some restoring? Is that what I heard?
Yeah, I could use a little restoration magic on myself.
Okay. Vale,
are you asking me?
Wink,
Vale
wink.
looks a little
Nudge, nudge. A little what?
Looking a little woozy. He does a little bandaging, but does not do any restoring, unless it's been about an hour since our last encounter, which I don't think it's been.
A little low on magicka.
Razor. I guess I'll wait.
Yeah, I guess I'm just trying to keep up at this point.
Take heal 2 physical stress. Bertoles is one of the healers. Eventually comes by.
Yeah. Oh, let's see. How am I doing health-wise? I'm not too bad. I should be okay. I'll take this time to catch my breath and see what's going on around us.
Roll perception.
Sounds good.
And then, so you start kind of looking around, trying to take stock of like what's happened.
Mm-hmm.
With a 2 there, you can kind of tell that the other, like modified wolf things must have attacked the soldiers out here, judging based on like how they're wounded and
Right.
what the landscape looks like.
Hmm.
You notice that, oh yeah, I mentioned it got cloudy and there's a very cold rain, almost like a sleet, maybe a little bit of snow mixed in, that has begun to fall, and it's not comfortable, and if it gets worse that could be a problem.
Mm-hmm.
And Neo's off. All right, Neo, you're running through the woods, jumping over boulders and trees and falling over logs and things, and they're
Trying.
just staying barely ahead of you. You're close enough that you keep coming into sight of them. Like they jump over a rise, and you're like, crap, 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 and you come over, and they're still not all that far away from you. So you feel confident you could keep up. You could keep pace with them pretty good if you want to. You may notice ways behind you are 2 Imperials who are following behind.
I assume I don't see any signs of an encampment yet.
No.
I'm gonna keep pace then. I'll try and leave an obvious-ish trail for the scouts. They probably don't need me to be very heavy-handed, but
Are you trying to be stealthy at all? Or are you trying to not be seen by because he looks back over his shoulder to make sure that you're still.
am I confident that I can keep up with him if I do try to be stealthy? So I'm getting the impression that he is much better at mountain running than I am.
I would say no. That you're probably not confident you can stealth and keep up with him at the same time.
Then I'm gonna keep not being stealthy.
All right. How long do you chase?
Until I see, either until I lose him or until I see where he is going, where the enemy encampment is.
Okay. He runs and is leading you kind of up the edge of the mountain. It does seem like he has picked this path out ahead of time, so he's clearly been through here at least once before. And luckily, as he's picking out his way up the mountain, starts to be more like boulders and things. The trees are starting to thin the higher and higher you climb. But he's managed to find a way, so you're able to just kind of follow right behind the same path without too much difficulty. He eventually kind of comes up over the lip and disappears down the other side. And as you come up, roll perception. Oh, yeah. Oh, perfect. Yes.
Oh boy.
Hey, that's great.
You see that he's, instead of kind of continuing down the other side, He's dashed off to the side and is actively now trying to hide from you as he moves forward. And then with a 6, there is like a thick kind of cluster of trees that's protected by one part of the mountain that looks like it would. I mean, if you looks like where he's headed. Yeah.
All right.
Who knows what's in there, but there's something in there.
I'm not a very good actor,
It's not
but I will
very
make a
good.
show of being like, where did he go? Guess I lost him.
Do you want to do a speech?
I mean,
wasn't gonna make it, but now that you
yes and
mention it,
no. What is my speech? My speech is a 1, thank you.
you're welcome.
Hey, actually,
Eh,
thank you, Dice.
he's probably
not too bad.
Probably not great at. He's not really watching. Yeah, we'll do this.
Yay!
He seems to keep slinking away.
All right. I'm going to try and stealth and wait for the other 2 scouts to show up.
Okay. Give me a stealth check. Back at the camp. Win. What are you doing?
I don't know. Whatever they need help with. I guess I'm just gonna help, like, maybe set things up to keep people out of the rain and stuff. Maybe little temporary shelters, because, you know, some people aren't, like, ready to be moved quite yet. So that's what I'm doing.
Okay. Well, as a number of minutes pass, Neil Iflineth or the other scouts don't return right away. Aldrich suggests, and he, with his officers and you guys in earshot. Does he suggest? He comes and checks with you first, and says, "I think we should move back to the fortress."
Yeah, probably not the worst idea.
Will the Bosmer, will Neil Ilfinith? He probably knows your name by now.
Thanks.
He's good with learning people's names.
Yeah, she'll know where we went. She could follow us pretty easily.
Very well. Gather your things and we'll go back. Okay.
So I guess then I'll be helping move the wounded.
Yeah, there's there's no dead ones, and the worst of the wounded were the first to get some healing. There are still maybe a couple broken bones here and there, but yeah, helping out the couple, one person, you know, whose leg puts their arm around you, and it almost looks shocked at how just like strong and stable you are. It's like, oh, wow, jeez.
Damn, girl, do you work out? Shit.
Made of sandstone or something.
Mm-hmm.
And starts hobbling with you back the way you guys had come. Up at with Neil Ilfinith, the 2 other scouts, you can see them coming up behind you. Do they spot you? They do not. And they come up, running up to where you like right at the lip, and they come up and they stop and they start looking around.
Psst. Hey, over here. Hi, yes. He went into the woods. I made a grand show of losing him, but I want us to work together to safely discern whether or not there are people in the woods that we need to be worried about.
They nod, and then they pull out, you know, they get their bows ready, and they start sneaking themselves. And they form up on either side of you, kind of out to the wings.
Forward we will go.
You start making your way towards the patch of trees and bushes. You get closer, start making your way through the leaves, brushing through your hair, and It's maybe one of the traits of the Bosmer that, like, if you take a stick, like a normal person's hair, you take a stick or leaves or branches, and they get stuck in your hair and pull. But like Bosmer, somehow you move through bushes without. Anyway,
Unbothered.
You get through a little way, and you can see 3 people, and they are dressed in imperial garb, similar to the other. A lot of the people that you've been dealing with wear their own kind of custom armor, like they're allowed to kind of outfit themselves.
Yeah.
Or these guys, the 3 that you see, 2 of them appear to be wearing kind of normal Legion outfit, light armor, scout armor, and then one of them has quite a bit fancier, and almost maybe you can tell that it gives a little bit of shimmer and with the magic. Yeah.
Well, that seems not good. Do they look like infiltrators, like spies? Like they're faking being part of the unit that we've been hanging out with, or just
different? They
okay.
Like their symbol, like the colors are a little bit different, and like the symbol, represents the 5th Legion from High Rock or whatever.
Okay.
You might don't know that, but
I know that they aren't the guys who we've been chilling with, and that's good enough for me.
Yeah.
All right. Are we close enough to overhear anything, or do we need to sneak forward?
Roll perception.
Oh, accidentally opened my character pictures folder. Don't look at that. Hey.
Yeah. You hear one of them, the one in fancier armor, says and then make sure to tell the general everything. And then he nods at both of them, and they both say yes, sir, Commander Meade, and the 2 of them run off. And then he turns back and he looks past you and starts making his way. He's going to walk probably. He starts trying to hide.
Okay.
You can still see him. And he's making
what do you
his way,
think, Chet?
back past you to basically see if they're being followed.
What do you think, Chet? Do we go kill the other scouts and then come back for this guy, or kill this guy first? Or let them all live? We could be benevolent today. Oh, the princes apparently require fireworks, according to them.
I wish this could...
Got 1 vote for kill this guy. Shay Gorath is questioning murder. He's endorsing murder now. Okay, good. Fuck benevolence.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, alright. Yeah, we'll just murder this guy then. Me and the 2 scouts.
Okay.
I definitely feel like if we ask chat, kill or not kill.
They're you know where they're leaning towards. I wouldn't ask those animals anything.
I mean, I think we should ask them more questions, but yeah.
Sanguine says, be more sanguine. Fair enough, sir. Fair enough. I suppose I am asking a bunch of Daedric princes about giving or taking life, so, I don't know what I expected.
Okay, how are you going to go about doing this?
We will ambush him from the woods with a lot of arrows. And I will use regular people poison instead of fancy Morag Tong and or Dark Brotherhood poison.
Okay.
Alright. look at them, point at that guy, draw an arrow, and nod, and assume we all do the thing. If they don't, I'm going to be very disappointed in them.
Okay.
Be having words with their commander.
You get nod from them. They start lining up their shots, and like at the last second, one of the scouts like steps on a twig, and it goes, and he looks over at where one of the other scouts is. And in that moment, you can do something.
Well, I didn't want to fight all three of them at once, but if this is what we're doing, this is what we're doing. These scouts are probably pretty well trained at this point, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna shoot him. We're gonna stick to the plan.
Good.
Oh. That's not particularly good. Spending fate points! But I make that a
PCs
5.
have fate points.
6.
Ouch.
Oh.
Fuck. That's not good at all.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
The twang, like letting the bowstring just move against your, like the twang of it, he immediately starts reacting and dodging to the side. There's some shooting of things.
I believe in you, scouts. You're too fast, Casey.
I'm too fast.
Damn it.
And he dodges again, just barely to the side. The first one setting him up. He spins around and in like one fluid moment pulls out a imperial blade and comes down into a crouching position, looking at one of the scouts, and is ready to charge forward.
Yep. Fucking run. What's the meme soundbite? It's the heavy bass and then pause. Run. Yes. Making memes. Yep. Fuck.
Your rolls today, Casey.
He runs forward and slices the first scout, who reels backwards, wounded, taking steps back and fumbling, drops his bow and fumbles for the short sword at his side and gets it out to face him. They both fight back. That's annoying. Can't do too many rolls.
Yep.
And go ahead and make your action.
If I can, instead of having these 2 extra scouts fight him, I'm going to very aggressively tell them to run. We've lost the element of surprise.
They attack at him. He defends himself. You're like, let's get the hell out of here, and so they go to disengage. He's gonna take one more attack at you guys, though.
Yep. Oh, whew. All right.
Clips one of the scouts. Gonna take a consequence for that. And that's going to slow him down. He turns and looks. He's like, "You guys run!" And he coughs up blood and tries to step in between you, and just as and this Commander Mead, and the other 2 scouts that had just left poke their heads back through the trees and look around at what's going on.
Yep. I'm gonna aggressively make the other scout run.
Cool.
We're not staying here.
You beat a hasty retreat.
Yep.
You hear the brief clash of blade on blade, and then silence as the wind and the mountain and the darkness swallows everything up. All right, other group. You start making your way back, slower this time, but still with some amount of haste because you don't know what's waiting for you.
Mm-hmm.
As you guys get closer and closer, the fortress of Sancretor coming into view through the trees, and a couple of places where you stepped through maybe some deep snow, so your feet are cold, and it's coming down now and cold on your face. Soldiers are trying to cover their face with scarves and things.
Mm-hmm.
You come kind of around the corner to where the actual bit of the fortress they had holed up in. They had done a little bit of repairs and some constructing of their own, and they had holed up in there. There is a mass of bodies laying around, piled up right near the entrance of this place. It looks like the bodies even spill inside. At some point, there are a few, and you notice Imperial, not ancient. There are some ancient Imperials who are undead, who are around. But you also spot a couple of maybe some of the people you would have seen earlier in the jumble of bodies. Aldrich commands his troops to fan out and stay on their guard. What do you guys do?
I guess go into the camp and investigate.
All right. Razor leads the way. Anybody else? Any other alternative ideas? I mean, it seems most reasonable thing.
Yeah, kind of need to see what's going on. So stay there with Razor.
Okay,
Is there like a... Go ahead.
No, say your thing first.
Oh, I was just gonna ask if there's like a good lookout point, like where scouts go to look out.
Some higher up spots to keep watch on the nearby area. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll head there.
Okay. Razor, you come in, and there was the first line of defense, kind of, and then they had all fallen back. So you step into the camp, and for the most part, it's weirdly untouched. The attackers were not at all concerned with burning tents or destroying. They seem to be of one mind of just attack the living.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So it's this kind of eerie, weird, thing. Everything's nice. Beds are still made, or tents are still standing. There's campfires in a couple places that have burned low and are hissing as stuff falls. A couple are covered, and maybe there's some burnt food.
Inside job.
Burnt food?
All of a sudden, thisness as she waves a hand around to Razor. Think it was somebody on the inside? Or is this magic?
Well, I mean, it was the necromancy is what happened here. And I'm guessing that the number of ancient bodies sort of outnumbers the living.
Oh yeah, and in fact, from where you are, because the fortified spot is still ahead of you, and that's where most of the bodies are.
Right.
And you don't think... I mean, they left 60 or so people back here. You don't count 60 fresh corpses.
Right. I think a lot of our forces retreated from this position, as they were slowly getting overrun by the amount of undead. Honestly, they might still be retreating, and the dead might still be following them.
But I thought we took care of the dead.
Maybe. Depends on how far they retreated back, and if the rest of the dead fell over.
Bertolus, up in your vantage point, roll perception. Aldrich starts calling out as well. He says, Captain Antilles, Sir Rias. How are you out there? Oh. Yeah, you see they're looking out there. There's stuff. There's a camp. There's a ancient fortress of Saint Crotor. Yeah. Good eyes.
Yeah, nothing that tells me where the
super notable.
Yeah.
Where they went. Yeah.
Unfortunate.
You do. You look around some more and peek. Start making your way into the more fortified portion of the camp.
Right.
And you find that right in the inner part is. It's mostly again empty, and there's no like massive bodies on in the inner part laying around. It does look like there are a couple laying around, and there's like almost like breadcrumbs, a trail of that goes out like the back side. Looks like they.
Well, I guess I'll investigate the trail.
You start following the couple of the bits of blood and a couple of bodies laying on the ground towards kind of the back end of the camp that was pressed up against one of the walls, and you find laying on the ground next to what looks like to be like a portion. They had put some wood wall right up to the spot, and then it looks like they shifted it over or chopped some of it down, opened up a hole in the back for people to escape, and laying there on the ground is Sir Rias, bloody.
Is he dead?
Mm-hmm.
He's not. It's good that you asked. At first glance, it's hard to tell, but at a closer inspection, you notice he's still breathing.
Did it take us an hour to get down here from where we were?
Yeah, 1 hour.
Okay, then I'm totally throwing a heal on him.
Cool. Give me a roll.
That would be success with style.
Yeah.
So minor consequence and physical stress. Doesn't actually stop like critical wounds, which might be relevant here.
You expend your magical point on Sir Rias, and he kind of takes a deep inhale of breath, and his eyes flutter, and he looks around briefly. He coughs and says, "The fortress. We were treated." And then his eyes flutter again, and he closes them. But he looks better. He does not. He, don't know. Probably not dying.
Mm-hmm. I think he's stable for now.
Maybe some more medical attention, but it sounds like he'll probably pull through as a couple of the soldiers in Aldrich come up and start dressing his wounds.
Good. I think he'll make it. There was a lot of death here, I guess.
It came to find us, Aldrich says.
Mm-hmm.
Or did we seek it out?
Such is the cost of being soldiers.
I do wish there were none like you that sought out death as a profession.
He kind of nods at you and looks far away as his mind cascades down the moment he joined the military and like all his life events since then. He's like, yeah, me too.
Mm-hmm.
So they the fortress, he says, they must have got themselves behind thicker walls.
Yep.
He goes off that direction.
Okay, yeah, I'll follow him.
Cool. So he gets up to it's the main doors. Comes out this hole, kind of walk around a hole in the bigger walls, hops over a couple more dead bodies laying on the ground, and then right up to the double doors of San Cretor, the main hall, where there's just a neat carpet of bodies that all appear to it's like they were standing right outside of the double doors and then all together at the same time just fell over. And
it is good that we were swift, I suppose.
Yeah, well, this does not bode well for us. I'm going to roll scholarship and try and figure out how they died.
These are like ancient bodies, the ancient
Right.
zombos. Okay, go roll scholarship. So you start examining. You're looking for wounds. A number of them have fresh bash marks on them. But given what you kind of know about what happened with like the owl, it seems like you would down it, and then after a brief period of time, it would get back up. And so you can tell that like one of these you find was gouged through the center piece, had its head smashed in, and has a cleave. And,
yeah, right.
You know, each one of those would probably take a zombie down.
Mm-hmm.
But this thing was still somehow walking around here. Some of them, you notice here, managed to basically have no new damage marks on them. So your thought with the 7 there is that this happened right when you guys killed the Lich.
Okay. Meaning that I think the rest of the group must be inside then. Either they don't know what happened out here and are still hiding inside, or something else happened. I guess we'll go inside.
We knock.
Yeah, you find the doors difficult to open, and you knock. There's a brief moment, and then you hear things moving around on the inside, bumping up against the door, being slid across the ground, and then the 2 doors open up, and inside are 50 or so Imperial Guardsmen. A number of them are wounded. Many of them are wounded. They seem tired and panting. Some of them were back away from the, further back, are laying down,
right,
resting. And a few are up and in there, and they say, "Thank the divines. We're glad you were able to make it. What happened?" And Aldrich says that it's gonna be a long debrief, but he starts making orders.
Well, we found them. I suppose we'll try and help carry the wounded out of here and back to camp.
The ground shakes.
Oh, of course. It's always something.
Yeah. Not terribly. It's brief. Like nothing falls over. There's no crumbling around you. But the ground gives a shake. Neil Ilfinith, as you're running with the scout back towards the camp, you also feel the mountain underneath you give a bit of a rumble.
Fantastic.
Since maybe we have some time now that are like in a building and not being snowed on, while people are shouting orders that aren't relevant to me, I want to take the vial that I had the spark out and see what
yes.
shape it's in at this point and
You
whether there's something in it.
Yeah, carefully, because you had it wrapped up in like cloth and leather. Carefully kind of pull it out. It feels like it's less warm at first as you start to open this thing up and get down to the vial, and it's no longer plinking around like a pinball inside. It's hovering in the center of the vial. When you move the vial, it does not intrinsic or innately move with. Moving the vial doesn't force the thing to move until it bumps up against the side of the vial, and it kind of dink, and it appears to be trying to move and to stay in the center of the vial.
But it's still in there doing its thing.
Still in there.
Vale will sit and ponder that for a moment.
Bertolus, Razor, Win.
I'm actually waiting to see if I can't spot Neo coming back.
Neo, you realize probably when you show up and they're not at the cave that they moved off.
Well, we should probably go back to the fort then. I am sorry about your comrade. I didn't expect him to catch us.
So yeah, you'll Bertolus, you'll see eventually. It's difficult because the time of day and the weather, but eventually you see moving through the trees nearby Neil Ilflinith and one scout.
I'll go down there and meet up with her. What happened?
We met a man named, what was it, General Meade? Tried to surprise him, but he was not surprised. The other scout fell.
Do you know who he was, this general? I mean,
I think he's with the other side. I don't know your armors in this place very well, but... And then turning back in the direction that the Copse of Woods was in, 2 scouts ran that way towards what I presume is a larger army, where General Meade headed that way. I assume to see if they were being followed. So they know something has happened, but I don't know how much they know. We couldn't overhear very much before they split.
should probably tell the others.
I
They're
agree.
this way.
The bodies.
Mostly undead bodies,
Mm-hmm.
thankfully.
So yeah, then you gather up with the others. So all 5 of you are together. What did you do with the amulet, Bertolus?
The amulet? I mean, I still have it. I don't think I'm wearing it or anything. Wasn't it pretty bloody? I should probably wrap that in a cloth or something.
You could clean it off easy enough.
Mm-hmm.
It's got that. Ooh, does it have the Lich's weird, ichor-y blood on it?
It did.
Well, when you wipe it off,
does.
can I have the cloth? No particular reason.
What?
Don't worry about it.
Sure. Here.
Friggin' alchemists, man.
What if it has cool properties? We don't know.
Can I take that gross shit for science?
Make sure to mark that down.
We'll call it ichor-covered cloth.
Right. I'm sure it does have some alchemical properties.
I can't remember. Razor, had you looked at this amulet before?
I looked at it. It's a dead ringer for the old Amulet
right.
of Kings. But I haven't had a chance to, like, thoroughly study it, I suppose.
And just to check in, the Song of Life. I'm assuming Wynn still has it. Somehow
Yep.
was doing crazy acrobatics with this giant awkward. You must have designed a backpack for it or something that it straps
Right.
on somehow.
I'm sure we did.
How about it, Win?
Yeah, whatever everybody says, yeah.
Thanks, Win.
Yep.
You look okay? I wasn't paying terrible amounts of attention during the fight with the Lich and other ensuing combat with the undead. But you're not injured, are you?
Really tired.
Did see your fancy spirit spear? Soul spear? Whatever that is.
Trying to get better at it, but you know, as she like kind of blushes and looks off to the side, you know. Did you get the thing you were running after?
Yes and no. Mostly no.
So no, so partially dead? This
No.
is hard to keep up.
Got information, which is not useless, but wasn't able to stop them from spreading it, which is probably not good. But we'll see. Perhaps having a greater fighting force will help with whatever is shaking the ground still.
Yeah, what's up with that?
I think it has to do with what we left behind.
I mean, like as if on cue, it gives a little bit of a rumble.
But whatever it is, it's not good.
It's not done.
I would ask Razor a question, but he appears to have left the room.
Bye.
There's
Bye.
an ancient
He's
story
not coming back.
that this reminds me of where a city that we originated from sunk into the sea, and everybody thought everything was lost and never to be found, but the spirit of the people who originated there carried on, much like perhaps the spirit of whatever is there is still carrying on.
The spirit appears to be very upset.
The spirit of the mountain, so to speak.
What?
Razor, what are the odds that there is actually a dragon trapped under that mountain?
Highly likely.
Why do you say highly likely?
Because Well, if I was to say completely unlikely, I would be wrong.
That's not an explanation. That's
My only other explanation is that this is the kind of thing that happens when we go after destiny or whatever the hell you want to call it. You end up fighting things and going up against fantastical situations that you could never possibly comprehend. It's like so, and dragon is my best bet, considering that the whole ordeal has us going after the blood of the dragon, which, to begin with, sure, I thought it was metaphorical, but I'm starting to think that it was not a metaphor.
But we have the amulet. What
Which
more
is
could there
possibly all we need, but this rumbling has me concerned that something greater here is at work.
Here
I
we
don't-
have what dragons used to be. that-
I don't know if we're finished here.
Cool.
Vale lets out a big sigh.
Should I wear this
Vale.
thing?
You're the child of destiny. Is that what we came here to get?
Casey, is there any way I might even? I mean, I haven't got. No, I don't know. It says, I do not know what the blood of the dragon is any more than Razor would.
You still have that Elder Scroll, right?
Yeah.
You could always try to read it. That's my one idea.
I was just going to make sure
Wait.
I always wait at least 10 seconds before answering the question. Do I have the Elder Scroll? But yes, I do.
Yeah, I would. Like I said, don't recommend reading it unless you want to go blind.
No, but I was hoping that we were done here because there has been lots of death.
I agree
And
with Vale.
it seems like that this is a place where more death is coming to.
If we have the amulet and that's what we need, we tell these people to leave, and so do we.
I'm still real curious about the ground shaking, because that seems pretty weird.
Bodes not well for us. Best thing
If
to do
we
is
stay
to
here, should
retreat.
leave.
What if Razor's right and we're not done here?
Well, sometimes the best thing to do is to take a few steps back, analyze the situation, and then attack at a different time with better means and opportunity.
Well, what time is it?
It's still pretty late, if I recall.
Well, I mean, I'm more like, is it morning yet?
It is the middle of the night. Yeah, still middle of the night. You could rest until morning.
I think we
Decide
should.
then, or-
I think we should all get some
Wear
rest.
the amulet around your foot, Bertolus.
Like an anklet.
I'll get on that. Can we rest though with intermittent earthquakes?
Yeah, you may as well try.
They don't seem to be too bad. At least the couple that have happened. They don't seem too bad yet.
And it's not like we're sleeping in a cave, so.
Anyone got a hammock?
If there are pillars in here, we could turn our cloaks into hammocks. It won't be the most comfortable thing in the world, but I've done it before.
You think you spot some good places for hammocking?
All right, let's do it.
I'll show you how it's done, Bertolus. Unclasp, go get some rope.
Take the first watch then? So I volunteer.
Yeah, we will want to make sure and watch the direction that we came from in case there is something under the rubble that we left behind that has decided it is upset.
I'm gonna try and do more research.
Okay, everyone, let's rest. What's that? Nobody's resting. Oh.
Sing in shifts.
Some attempted rest.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, not going to do any physical exertion. I'm not sure, and I may nod off, but I definitely have plenty on my mind, and I'm kind of looking at the sky and the direction of those two mountains, seeing what is to come. Hopefully nothing.
Hopefully.
Am I the only one actually going to sleep?
I will, in a moment.
Mm-hmm.
I just have to set up my hammock as well.
I mean, I really need to go to sleep eventually, but...
When you're on first watch, you said?
Yep.
Well, Wynn should definitely get some sleep. Your ability is already kind of exhausting you, so getting as much rest as you can in order to recharge yourself, as it were, wouldn't be a bad idea.
It's hard to justify another nap when I've been asleep for so long. I will listen to you just after my mind is at ease, knowing that I did my due diligence to keep you guys safe. Well, at least I can do that.
Very well.
So, those of you who go to sleep right away, go to sleep. Those of you kind of linger awake might notice that during the first watch, the Bosmer scout, who when you've met, he keeps coming up. He I don't know exactly how you guys are set up, but he pokes his head over and smiles at you and says, "Hey, I just thought I'd come over here. Got some few extra." He pulls out. He's got some bottles. He's like a few extra healing potions in case you needed any.
I wave him towards the little fire that's going on.
I was excited for a minute.
Yeah, you hear the little bit of clinking bottles, and Razor looks over and he's like, "Healing potions." It's like,
I feel like there should be some sort of alcoholic mixed drink, which is like a healing potion and like 100% proof something.
Mm-hmm.
You just kind of, it's like
kind of like an AMF.
Mara's moonshine.
But I suppose the healing potion might counteract some of the alcoholic effects.
Like an Elder Scrolls mojito.
You need a mojito.
Give that man a mojito.
He sits at the across from. He sits at where you gesture.
Tell me, what have you seen? What have you experienced? Maybe we can put our minds together and come up with better solutions.
What have I experienced?
Yes, in the past, however long we were gone, maybe, just so we can hear what's going on.
Yeah. It was. You always prepare yourself. I think every time I've left home, I tell myself that this could be the time, but it's just so. We were overconfident at first, and they started getting back up again, and we weren't ready for it. And then when our own first few went down, And something took a hold of them, and they started getting up. Didn't actually think I'd have to put an arrow into the back of one of my own soldiers. Well, I mean, we realized our camp defenses weren't going to hold them out forever, so Sarius hatched a plan to get us all out of there. It's touch and go for a while as we fought backwards, and then we made it to the fortress and barricaded the doors. Then the ground shook.
Well, you guys fought bravely. You did what you could.
What? Who are you?
I am Win Regtor. I am what you guys call a Redguard. I come from the desert. Or are you talking about
what
the rest of us?
What we call Redguard?
We have our own language, and what we call ourselves is slightly different.
Oh.
I was in part of a nomadic tribe. So we weren't your conventional Redguards.
But I mean, okay. So, a Redguard from the desert.
Mm-hmm.
Bosmer. Some Braytons and a Dunmer out here doing archaeology, armed with magic.
Stranger things have happened in this world.
Well, there are strange things, but this is up there with what I've seen.
I believe that. She gives like a little like self-deprecating chuckle. Much of everything is fairly odd and new and can be overwhelming at the best of times. And I can understand how our group can be a little overwhelming, but we're trying to do what is best with the given circumstances for which we were thrust upon. Which includes currently archaeology, I guess.
Do you know what your friend said to Commander Aldrich to win over Aldrich's faith in you? Because he seemed to trust you right away.
That
Seemed
is
odd to me.
that is not my tale to tell. Nor would I even know where to begin. Mainly because it is not my place. And she gives that like a look like, nor yours.
He sits silently for a while, staring into the fire. The little bit of wind howling through the valley behind him. Here, I want to show you something. And he stands up.
I stand up. I give a look around.
They'll be fine. It'll just be a moment.
Okay.
He steps out of your little camp, your guys' little camp area. I don't know, with tents or however you have it set up, but he kind of walks through and takes you closer to the center of the camp, where a bunch of the soldiers have kind of gathered around. They've started up a bonfire, and a bunch of them are kind of gathered around, kind of huddling for warmth. And in the middle of the group, right next to the fire, is two of the soldiers. It's Aldrich and one other person, and they are stripped down, almost naked, and they are dancing. It's this weird kind of ritual almost. It's almost like yoga maybe in a way, and they are slowly going through moves, and people watch. And as you stand there and watch for a little while, and feel free to form your own opinions.
She's not going to judge yet.
but Aldrich is really good dancer. They maybe go through a couple of different styles, different moves. And there is something mesmerizing and calming, just like staring into a fire. These figures, this bonfire behind them, these two figures kind of doing their thing. And it doesn't last that long. And then they end, and maybe a couple other people get up and strip down and do the same sort of thing.
What is this?
It's called dancing.
It's called dancing.
But there's something more to it.
Yeah, hold on. I'm gonna come up with a proper name for this.
I don't know. I kind of like my suggestion.
What was it?
Agni Kai.
No.
What's that?
We're not going there? Alright.
You get out of here with your goddamn Avatar memes.
What is this?
Hold
Hold
on.
on. What is Agni Kai? This is
This is
a-
what
Oh my
happened to
gosh!
Zuko, the Prince of the Fire Nation. Come on, man.
Oh
You guys
my
don't
gosh.
have just Avatar The Last Airbender lore floating around your brain constantly?
Yeah, well, I wasn't. I didn't. Seeing a naked dudes dancing did not make me think of an ancient traditional.
Almost naked.
fire
They probably
bending
still
duel.
have pants
There's
on.
some women
They
in there.
fight shirtless.
Yeah, that's not an. That's no.
Look, he was looking for a name. I offered a name.
I mean,
You think you're so
Ruth did.
goddamn clever.
Sometimes. Do it, Win. Join them. Learn of their culture of very aggressive and sweaty dancing around bonfires.
Semi-nude, very aggressive dancing.
If she takes her time, I'm gonna have to investigate, and then I'm gonna immediately regret that I investigated. So.
He turns and looks at you. He says it's called the Chorus Pacificae.
what does it do? What does it mean to you?
It's about control of your body and of your mind and of your soul. It's calming, and it's something that we've done as tradition for a long time.
That is very interesting.
Aldrich learned it from the Sibyl of Bella.
It looks like something that would be fun to learn.
That's a great idea, you know? That's a great idea. All right, and then he sits down and he says, thanks for sharing some time. Never mind. He puts his head down and turns back to watch the rest of the dancing.
left unspoken are often words regretted at a later course.
He looks back at you and he says, I don't know what it is. I just see something special about you.
I look at my hands
Oh.
and my scars. Well, I guess everyone is special in their own way. At least that's what my mother used to say. You, you seem special too. Pat him on the shoulder.
Oof, buddy.
Ooh. Dugger.
Bonus points to Aaron for acting it out.
Right,
Oh,
that
yeah.
was so great.
No, well, I think we all got it.
Blade there.
Yep, he's got it. He's...
All right.
I think I'm gonna sit and watch a little bit before I return back to my post because it's very interesting and like learning it from afar.
Yeah, and like I'm gonna draw attention again to like you saw Aldrich dance, and then you get to see some of the other people. Aldrich is just looks like he's practiced more. His body. He's like a Greek god of like.
I have an idea. I'm gonna go up to him.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna go up to him.
Slap his titty.
Nope.
Were you thinking of something different?
Oh yeah.
Aldrich
Why would you do that? That's crazy.
Aldrich knows Bertolus fairly well, right?
Well, yeah. Well, I mean.
Do you think your moves are amazing? And from what I understand, they are supposed to help you with your focus. And your agility is quite impressive. I have a friend that could probably use some lessons from you if you are amiable. Amiable?
He nods. And he says, we will see if fate is amiable to letting Bertolus take some lessons.
Determined by this fate.
What is that?
So it is determined by fate as to who can learn this?
I more meant if we're going the same way, if we stay together for some time and we have time to do so, if Bertolus he thinks about, he looks around and he says, I think you were right. I think your friend was right that we can't stay here against an entire legion. Sulla's own legion at that. And there will be consequences to returning and falling back. But I think it's the right thing to do. So you could come with us.
Lose. Perhaps. The consequences, though, don't outweigh what could have happened. I feel like you're making the right decision.
Let's hope.
Alright, and I'm gonna go return to camp. I'm gonna give, what's his name, a pat on the shoulder again before
everyone is dead.
No!
Shit. That was
purse.
fast.
You left your watch. That's what happened. No.
This is what happens.
Not all of them are dead.
Wait a minute.
Just Vale. Just the most important one.
Which of us is undead?
Yep, and then we go to tonight's special vote-a-thon. Who's dead? Vote for who you want to die. Everybody grab your beepers and buzz in.
Are we just asking the Daedric Princes again which one of us should die?
Right.
That's not a good idea.
I'm not saying that it could be rigged because there's some people who do have the favor of some princes, and then there's those of us who don't.
Yeah.
No.
The Daedric princes can vote in on who dies after they give us a short essay on what they can't most the least.
I kind of want to read Sheogorath's. This is probably going to make the most sense.
Right.
Most of them all.
Is that because it would make the least amount of sense for his to make the most amount of sense? Or because it is guaranteed to make no sense that it would be easy to find sense in it through, like, symbolism and stuff?
Well, I think that Sheogorath certainly can't most the least, so...
Mm-hmm.
Might be the
Yeah, I think the answer might be Sheogorath.
That's all his essay is just his name.
Right.
Oh boy.
Good to me. All right. Well, anybody get good rest? You enjoy your bonfire time?
Yes, in fact, I look over at Burst last night. Actually, look pretty excited. They did like this fire ritual called, and I throw the name out there that Casey
Chorus
told me.
Pacificae.
And I spoke to the hot guy.
Hawkeye?
Really?
The hot
Hawkeye?
Can't remember his name.
Oh,
Anyways,
The hot guy.
I spoke to the guy that you know about maybe if we are going the same direction, if he can teach you. I feel like that would be a useful tool to have in your arsenal.
The hot guy, huh?
I didn't beat the hot guy. The capable guy. He is a capable person.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good backpedaling there.
Yep.
But it's okay to find him attractive. He's put a lot of effort into that body.
The question is, does he have a butt?
That is always the question.
the Cora, I see. That's what they're doing down there.
It looked fairly well. Some of them weren't as well coordinated as the... What's his face? He seemed to be, like, quite fluid in his movements, and so that's why I asked if he could teach you Bertilis. He seemed the most capable of them all.
You rolling some scholarship there, Rob?
Yeah. Just making sure. I know what this... Like, what the hell is this ritual she's talking about?
With the Chorus Pacificae. You've heard of it. Yeah, you know it's some sort of dance. Supposedly it can increase your ability to, like, regenerate from wounds and
Right.
get your magic back or something.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah, I
But
mean,
it
it's also
involves
an
the-
art form, so...
Right. But it involves Dobella, so it's probably weird.
Yeah.
Scandalous, one might say.
I mean, pretty much
Scandalous.
every kind of dance would probably have developed
Scandalous.
in some.
The movement was quite fluid, and the way that they bent, it was pretty phenomenal. Especially if a person went to stab you this way, like you could turn. It was really good.
Yeah, I'm sure they were doing a lot of stabbing.
A dance?
It was kind of like a dance, but the moves
Dancing?
there have a lot of merit in the field of battle.
Could you show us any of it?
Well, maybe. I'm not going to be nearly as good, but and she bends a certain way, or what do I do? Do what acrobatics maybe?
Roll acrobatics.
Let's do it.
Let's see it.
This is gonna be either really bad or really good. Hold on, I'm re-rolling that because I want to.
This is what we should spend our fate on.
Exactly. I'm trying to impress somebody, kind of. Because I'm a warrior nomad, and I need to be more flexible than that. Better. Not that good. It's fair.
It's fair.
Fine.
Yeah, you think you're
Oh.
definitely not on your A game at the moment.
Oh, definitely not.
Yeah, I'll
feel like
okay.
you
Yeah, I
can-
see it. I see it. Yeah.
Yeah.
There is much beauty to dance.
I mean, I learned a few dances in court. You know, well, not real court, but you know, like if it's
Some
part of
dances
the
have
Dragon Knight
more-
training.
some dances have more merit than others, and I feel like this one would be better.
Taught how to dance in
Well, sometimes you
Dragon
have to.
Knight training.
Well, it's because sometimes you get invited to court and you got to know what to do there.
Like formal court dance.
Yeah.
Bertolus.
Well, I wouldn't be invited, but if I was
You dance.
formally knighted,
What
you
kind
know.
of dancing did you do?
Well, like I said, you know, it's
Show us.
court. Well, it's partner dancing. You don't do it on your own. I don't have it. No one else here knows how to do it.
I can do it.
What? No, you don't know the dances.
Give it a shot, Bertolus.
You have to teach people how to dance. So,
I think she's got a pretty intuitive physique. Give it
yeah,
a shot.
I think she's probably she could probably learn it faster than you did.
Yeah. Oh, jeez. Thanks.
Razor.
Does this involve like?
God, I hope you never had children.
That's a sore subject.
I'm sorry. Wait. Okay. You stand over there, and I stand over here. Vale, give us just like just a gentle 4/4 beat.
Sure. That is actually something Vale can do.
Yeah, and then here we go. Let's see if I know how to dance. Is this athletics or acrobatics?
I'm gonna leave it up to you.
All right, I'm gonna athletics this instead.
You can make it speech even, since it's like a court.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
Which means Vale's actually probably a pretty good dancer.
Oh yeah, I've done.
Hey.
I come from civilization.
It's a fair point. I can't say I've ever been much of a dancer. It's not a practical need for it when you're surviving in the wilderness.
So early in the morning, after fighting
I'm so tired.
lich and undead freaking wolf monsters, you take some time to dance.
Yeah, Vale was worried about how today was going to go, but so far it's gone really well.
I gotta say, we rolled pretty well too.
Yeah.
And like this, it has those moments of, you know, you're teaching Wynn, and Wynn does pick up on physical moving around, physical things pretty intuitively, but like there's still those awkward moments of, okay, now you move left and you guys like bump into each other, and like you know, there's laughter and you know.
No, I'm sorry. I meant my left, your right.
That's right. So this way, not that way.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, got it. This is fun. It doesn't have any kind of like anything outside what you would use in battle, but this is fun.
Yeah. No, this is definitely not a battle thing.
Definitely not. But that one that I was talking to you about does have a lot of ways of helping you in battle. And with the way you're moving, I can see that you can catch up and possibly do better.
I mean, I could ask him, but I mean that's sort of this sort of dancing. It's part of a different kind of battle. The courtship battle.
Courtship. And I stopped dancing.
No, not. It's just when you're it. Sometimes that's like the purpose there is to like, and not. Yeah, no, that's not what I meant.
Oh, okay.
Dancing is a thing that people do when they're happy.
Well,
Yes.
Happy to be together.
That's not distinctly true in High Rock.
It should be, but Razor's probably right.
There's a lot of pomp and circumstance in High Rock. There's the nobility take their courtly whatever. They take their courtly intrigue and dancing and all these other
Right, exactly.
hoity-toity things for the nobility. They take that all very seriously in High Rock. To the point where dancing is done between, you know, people who care about each other and friends, of course, but then sometimes dancing is also between two very fierce enemies.
So
Why would you even associate with a fierce enemy?
Because politics.
Rather somebody face me in battle than on a dance floor. I feel like a lot that would be very inconvenient.
The thing is that they're often technically on the same side, so they can't really openly battle.
Right. Usually it's a way to sort of disgrace an enemy. A little bit.
So then,
so much work.
Has Bertolus then disgraced me?
What? No.
No. This is just fun. This isn't a courtly ball or some shit like that.
So next adventure is the courtly ball, of course.
It's definitely something worth watching, at least.
Which is definitely on our GM's to-do list is to self-put them in a ball.
No.
Well,
all good sessions need a ball.
There's gotta be a ball at some point.
Oh yeah. No, it'll be great. You'll all be great. I'm gonna be excited because you're all gonna be wearing like the finest clothes. Lilfaneth won't look like she's just a scout or dressed up like a Moragtong.
I might still go with some Moragtong.
I thought it was a costume.
That would add
party.
some intrigue.
I thought it was a costume.
Look, if I wear this, no one will ask me to dance. They'll just pretend I don't exist, and that's what I want.
But you would be an enemy, so therefore they should ask you to dance.
I don't think that's how that... You know what? We should probably pack up and get ready to go.
What if I bribed you with a scroll of chameleon?
But I'm already basically invisible.
But if you were more invisible?
You'll have to do better than that, Razor.
Well, I tried.
Are we feeling the trembling still this morning?
Yeah, so light rumbles periodically occur once an hour-ish. But it's not... None of them cause Syncrator to crumble or the mountains to fall over or anything like that. None of them throw you from your bed or throw you off of your feet.
Have we noticed them increasing in frequency at all?
Not in frequency, no.
In strength?
Not really. No. It's about... And... yeah, Razor, you guys probably would have noticed. It's almost like clockwork. It's not like if you had, an hourglass to measure it. Maybe it's not exact, but it's pretty darn close to once an hour slight rumble.
Well, this is where we come to a decision. I obviously advocate for leaving. If we have nothing more to gain here, there's no reason for us to stay, just as these soldiers have no reason to stay.
Way of determining with this rumbling, is it like loosening up the dirt, or is there a chance the mountain might collapse in on itself, or collapse some way? Like, is it strong enough rumbling that could do that?
Possibly.
Mountains are not exactly my thing.
Even if we did stay, how would we discover the source? What, are we just going to crawl down into the mountain?
I mean, it's not like we can dig.
I think at best we might make a daytime return to the site of the collapse and see if there's anything to be seen. But if there is not, then I think our next journey is south of here.
Yep. So, we can go back to the entrance, see if there's anything there. If there's nothing there, then yeah, I suppose we'll head on to the next one, which I suppose we could talk about a little bit. Which way are we going?
What do we have left to gather?
Well, we got to go to Valen Wood or Morrowind.
The Soul of Growth and the Vessel of Magica. And I believe it was Red Mountain specifically
Right.
or somewhere near Red Mountain.
Yeah. So both are about the same distance.
Well,
Well,
then
I
we're probably
doubt.
going,
Oh, go ahead.
then we're going to the one that's not in Valenwood, right?
I'm pretty.
You have no desire to go to Valenwood, Vale?
I'm
It's
just
okay.
remembering
I
the
don't
last
either.
conversation, and it seemed like we were thinking about saving that for last.
Yeah. I was just double checking to see if anybody had changed their minds about going to Valenwood last.
Neither of us want to go back to our places of origin. That's very clear.
So, since you really don't want to go back to Valenwood, and I would rather not go back to Morrowind, yeah, what do you suggest?
You go there anyways.
I mean, we're going to have to
You suck
find
it
what
up.
we need.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, that terminology. Yes, what Bertollet said.
Do we know which way Aldrich and his army are going?
You can easily find out.
Yeah, I
We'll
guess we'll
talk to
figure out where they're going first.
Yeah, I'll go talk to him.
Sure. Would you like to come with us? So it sounds like you're going to Morrowind.
It's certainly possible, yes.
Well, our plan is to head south to the city of Coral, where we plan to make contact with the Imperial Legion there. And then we won't stay long, and we'll head east to the Imperial City, where I will report to my superiors and find out exactly what happens after that. It might be wise of you to come with us.
All the way back to the Imperial City?
If we're going back to the
Mostly on the
Imperial
line.
City, we may as well go to Valenwood. Because we're closer to Morrowind right now.
Vale, what do you want to do?
I would like to see our quest completed as soon as possible, so that there are less days like we had yesterday. Have less chance of them happening. So the shortest route is what I am most interested in, for I have no quarrel with either Morrowind or Valenwood. Which is closer?
Right. Well,
If we go with the soldiers, from what I can tell of your current emperor, they've been exiled here and returning without proper corroborative evidence will likely land them, at minimum, punished, if not discharged dishonorably, which would be very bad for most of them.
mm-hmm.
If we go with them to the Imperial City, we may be able to bring enough of third-party perspective to grant them some level of solace.
And we could
At
drop
least.
this stuff off.
Yeah. And Vale, I have noticed you have a way with words that none of the rest of us do. If anyone can convince the Imperials not to punish a unit for leaving after being attacked by an undead army, you have the best chance.
I would certainly put my words and life in front of to help them if it could stop them from having to face such death as they will here.
I'm going to advocate for traveling with them.
Great, we can learn some more dance moves, Bertollet.
Supposedly, the Sibyl of Dibella also has money for you.
And
Okay.
a letter. More importantly, a letter for me.
That's right.
My dad sent me one.
So we will go with them back to the Imperial City and then to Valenwood.
Okay.
I don't know that Razor is ready to go home yet.
Well, you do have some friends with you, Razor. Perhaps it will be a lot easier and more palpable to go with us instead of by yourself, anyways.
Yeah, Razor's looking. Yeah, Razor's sort of looking like the wind is taken out of his sails a little bit as he thinks about home.
The person who you used to be. Remember that.
It is Razor.
Were it so easy.
A lot of the details are fuzzy, I think, in
Mhm.
some ways, to you. Not your fault fuzzy necessarily, but like actually like you're trying to remember some specific details and there's like it feels like there's blocks in your memory. You don't know if these are self-inflicted somehow or
Right.
just having difficulty remembering or what
Well, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it was just trauma. It was a war zone.
You did destroy a city.
Yeah.
Greater good.
Still feel bad about it. But yeah, all right, let's travel south with them then.
Will be good to have companions on the road.
And you've got that full soul gem still.
Yeah.
Oh.
Cool. Everybody's got like a thing. You got the bloody cloth.
Mm-hmm.
You got the amulet. You got the elder scroll. You got the song of life. You got the soul gem. None of them are on equal pegs. What am I talking about? Those things aren't related.
Mm-hmm.
And off you go. I think or rather, you do go back to the thing first. That's what you're gonna do, right? You were gonna go back to the overhang of the cave and look around.
Yeah,
We'll
just
check it out.
First.
Make sure nothing has changed dramatically, or if there's things that we obviously see in the light of day that we missed at night.
Just as you're arriving there, it's the clock strikes, or rather the rumbling occurs, just as before you come walking up, and you see that weak spots like this where it could be susceptible to landslides, that sort of thing, and so probably all through these mountains, perhaps there are shifting things because as you come walking up, more falls from the roof of this overhang, clattering to the rocks below, smashing into 1,000 pieces, and some of the larger ones just plowing through a couple of feet of the hard rock below it, just kind of making little impacts. But then it takes a moment to settle as the last couple rocks kind of pinging around, making that classic sound that I just hear in like every movie where there's rocks.
Mm-hmm.
Like on top of, and then it settles down. Buried underneath there somewhere is an entryway. I don't even know how badly it's caved in, but it's somewhere down there.
A good thing. It would be harder for anybody to get down there.
Probably for the best. I suppose we should go.
I do another like a quick little Redguard prayer to these souls, whatever the soul is, be it of the dragon or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I do a quick one, and then I turn around.
Yeah. A few. You guys came alone. Yeah, you guys came alone this time. Screw NPCs.
Is there any way in?
Roll some perception and stuff for me, if you really want to take a look around.
Oof.
You're not seeing anything. I mean, your best idea is to go. You remember where the spot was? Your best idea is to just start digging over there.
No, not worth it.
Nope.
Right. Perhaps when everything is done, we can come back and make sure. But for now.
Fate has decided.
Yeah,
That
you're
might
pretty sure
come in
you're
right at the end with a great perception roll, but that's not what that was.
Yeah. Obviously not here. You maybe feel pretty good. You're like, yeah, I think we got everything.
Yep.
And then you leave. You leave this place behind. Pass back to Syncrator, gather up with the elite Imperial Guard, and you make your way south towards the exit of the valley. Excuse me. As you are kind of, there's this sort of winding small stream that makes its way, and you guys kind of parallel it towards the exit, and you come across an area that is now kind of torn up as bodies pulled themselves up out of the ground. Some managed to get themselves out from deep. There's a couple of places where the wet, kind of thick ground, muddy ground has been torn up, and other spots where maybe it was just laying on, still somehow on top, sticking out. There are still, you can spot, the odd sword handle sticking out of the ground, just barely, or something like that shows that this place was still a battlefield at some point. It's a fraction of the people who died here actually got up and walked last night. But you continue on.
That's dark.
It was a big battle. It's the battle where Tiber Septim basically ensured that he was going to win.
Yep.
Become ruler of Tamriel.
That makes me think of my sword.
He convinced an army of Nords to switch side in the battle. So,
Wanton slaughter and or overwhelming military strength has a way of persuading people to switch sides.
Right, or the fact that he was Dragonborn,
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's one of the theories, is he spoke the Thu'um to the Nords, and they're like, oh, well, we're switching sides.
Yep.
Oh, you're one of those? Dope, we'll follow you. Neat.
You're one of those? Fucking sweet.
But that's just a hypothesis. Nobody actually really knows what happened, how it happened.
Right.
Isn't that how the blades were formed too?
The blades were Akaviri, but they joined the Empire later.
They came hunting dragons, and then they met Tiber Septim, who they realized was Dragonborn.
And they decided, and since there weren't any more dragons, they decided to serve the last of the Dragonborn, more or less. And that's why they became the Imperial Bodyguards. But, that's a bit of a misnomer. They're a lot more than just bodyguards, but
special agents, secret police.
It's mostly what they were known for.
Bodyguard, ensuring the safety of the Emperor.
Yep.
I don't know, man. I watched 2 of them die in a sewer, so that's not that impressive.
Just standing around some freaking random cultists.
Yep.
Couldn't keep the Emperor safe.
Yep.
If I can, I'd like to talk to Aldrich.
Damn you, Oblivion.
Yeah, you can talk to Aldrich.
I want to ask him about that Mead fella, because there was a commander and there was a general that was mentioned.
Mead?
Yeah,
I know of a. I actually met him a few times. Mead. I'm pretty sure he served in High Rock. Yeah, Titus Mead was his name.
He seemed to be Neo. What did you say? Was he the general or the commander?
I believe he was referred to as a general, and given how quickly he killed that other scout, I would say it's a title he's earned.
Is he part of the opposition? Your opposition?
Are you saying that to Aldrich?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I believe he was serving in the legions in High Rock, all of which would have been under Sulla. This is an Easter egg. Titus Meade in the official lore eventually becomes emperor.
Right.
Wow, that would have been interesting.
Yeah, I was
discuss the
wondering.
metagaming of whether it's really an Easter egg if the GM talks about
Yeah.
it. Is it more like a Christmas egg? Or,
Mhm.
I don't know. Anyways.
I mean, I mostly just found it funny because I was like, it's like, oh, there goes Neil Ilfeneth. Killing an empire before it starts.
Yeah, lucky shot. I was like, oh, I mean,
Not an assassin, damn it!
I'm not an
Part of the Dark
assassin,
Brotherhood, I
man.
promise.
You're not doing a good job at proving that.
Not really, no.
I mean, I'm convinced she's not an assassin, if that's relevant.
Yeah, right.
Thank you, Vale. I appreciate that.
Ah, yes, you got the vote of confidence from Captain Benefit of the Doubt.
I'll
So
take
you-
what
Yeah.
I can get, man.
Stand the negative connotation. If you can kill your prey, I mean that.
This man would give the vampire a benefit of the doubt.
I mean, I did, didn't I?
I
think
know,
did.
and that's what bothers me, man.
He's a lovely, innocent human being.
Maybe
and
maybe
need
the
to protect
vampire is
him.
not that bad. It's like he needs to be protected. Oh, you sweet summer child.
So, I guess out of character, you said High Rock is under Sulla's control?
Yep,
Okay.
High Rock and
I believe so.
High Rock and Skyrim at the moment.
Oh shit.
She, Sulla, Marion. Up here at High Rock.
Okay.
Started in High Rock after the Oblivion Crisis, kept everything kind of together by everything. I mean, the military took a bunch of stuff from the nobles and the civilians to keep
Hey, wait a minute.
their army strong, pulled back away. Well, you guys don't know the whole details, but somehow, after the Oblivion Crisis, Marianne Sulla's army was basically at full strength. Kind of weird that they didn't take any casualties during the Oblivion Crisis. Anyway,
Making deals with Mehrunes Dagon.
you travel for a number of days. The first day, as you exit the valley, you come across the ruins of a village. Not nearly as old as the ruins of Sancor Tor. This looks much more recent, like perhaps just after the Oblivion Crisis. This place got abandoned. It kind of fell into disrepair. It's already got trees and bushes and things growing all over it. And after the first day, Aldrich lowers the pace, and he doubles the scouts. So he sends out a bunch of scouts in front, to the sides, behind. Does not want to come upon any surprises.
Right.
City of Coral is still a couple of days out.
I might spend time talking to him about the blades.
Sure. What do you want to talk about?
Oh, just their history and what they do and what his role is in it.
So if you just walk up to him while you guys are traveling, he will be like, "Oh yes, the Blades. I have known a few of their members. They are a secret organization dedicated to ensuring the safety of the Emperor. It's kind of a joke, though, that they failed, didn't they? Twice.
What about if I talk to him in private?
Well, in private, it's a different conversation. In private, yeah, he talks about his last intel and assignment that he got. He was like a number of the other blades, was primarily concerned about what they're going to do without an emperor. How to find a new emperor is because the way that like the world kind of works, theoretically, there should be someone out there who fits the bill, who can do the world-saving thing and, you know, stop whatever bad thing is happening, start a new era, because eras are actually important things in the cosmology of the world. And he said that he knew that his friend, the owner of that blade you had, was researching that very thing. And he, yeah, yep. But he doesn't. He doesn't tell you who other Blades members are. He does not reveal any of that information. Most Blades don't know personally a lot of other Blades. It's that secret of an organization.
Smart. Yeah. I ask him about some symbols on my sword.
You have that. Ooh, you sent me a message. I don't want to show everybody, so let's click on that one.
Nothing important.
Yes. The symbol here. With the snake. Oh yeah, describe it. Describe it for everybody.
Okay, yeah. So etched on either side of the blade, going down the length of it, is a kind of coiled snake that has a blade pierced through it. If you actually look closely after he's stabbed someone, the blood tends to pool to make it look like that snake there is the one bleeding. And then on the, it's not, so it's like a katana, so there isn't really a pommel, but the butt of the sword has the symbols of the blades on it.
What, that steals people's life?
Yeah.
And then it was enchanted with a black soul gem.
I don't talk about that. I don't talk about that.
We don't talk about that.
That's not something I bring up in this conversation.
I didn't deface this very, very ancient holy relic with dark magic from a Daedric prince. It's fine. Not a human soul infused in this. Nope.
He says, I believe the serpent was the symbol, his birth sign.
Really? That's...
Yes, not common. It bodes... It's bad luck to be traveling with somebody born under the sign of the serpent, isn't it?
I was born under the sign of the serpent.
Well,
in
explains
that case,
a lot.
I'll just speak now. Yeah.
Well, in that case, get him, boys.
Get him. You stay 100 feet behind us at all times. Don't come any closer. Okay. He doesn't say that. a few days goes by as you're traveling. It's the Bosmer scout. Well, he's
my
one of
friend.
the lead scouts. Comes running up, briefly talks to Aldrich, who gestures back towards where Razor is, and then comes running up to Razor.
Okay.
We found one of those pillars with the symbols on it. Like you
Okay.
found at Sancretor.
Uh-huh.
I figured you might want to take a look at it.
Yeah, I suppose it's worth taking a look at.
It's actually not all that far away. It's off the trail by a bit here.
Okay.
Just don't go opening any boxes again, eh?
Oh yeah, and somebody has the cylinder that.
Yeah, I've got
that
the.
has the extra.
I got the
not all of
cylinder with
sparks
the.
Came out of.
Yeah, I got the cylinder with the extra sparks.
Okay, cool. Okay, he gestures and goes that direction.
Okay. Yeah, I follow him.
Cool. You anybody else?
I'll go with. We're all tagging along.
Let's go.
All three? All five?
Yeah.
Did we not? Hold on.
The Bosmer, he says, I don't think we need all of you, but
Well, then I guess I could stay behind. It seems like something more geared towards people like not over at Razor and Yellow Planeth and Vale.
Well, what if we need somebody to lift something heavy?
I demonstrate my ability to not lift heavy things.
Also, I think you're underestimating your penchant for academics.
Oh, well, thank you. I guess then I can be of use.
It's like the best way to learn stuff is by being there to learn.
I don't really have anything
Alright,
else to do,
sure.
so
yeah, we're just traveling. All right, all five of you then. All five of you plus the Bosmer, who leads you and is joined not long after you leave by a Dunmer scout wearing kind of custom, similar to the custom armor. Everybody here kind of has their own. They all look imperial, got like the colors and insignia on them, but
I'm definitely keeping a closer eye on him.
what's that? Oh, he's got a cool dagger.
Yep.
Suspicious of your own kind, eh?
Well, mostly because that's where I'm from. That's where they know me. And some people don't appreciate that.
Is that why you always assume that I'm here to kill you?
There's multiple reasons for that.
When is gonna stay closer to Razor?
if she was gonna kill you by now, she would have done it.
Yeah,
I've
not her.
tried
I'm more
telling
worried about
him
the other
that.
guy.
I'd
Doesn't
actually,
believe me.
I actually do, but it's funnier to just string her along.
Maybe I will kill him.
Do it.
Rin looks over at the Bosmer if he's like listening to what they're saying, and she just goes, "This is the party."
Don't worry. Everything's good. I enjoy the playful banter I have with Neil Ilfilneth.
Is it always playful, Razor?
I mean, not always, but I think I'm striving to do better.
Well,
I
I
don't know.
enjoy it.
I got a pretty terrible apology on our way up the mountain.
Yeah. I'm not quite good at those. I do apologize.
Fine. I've forgiven you.
Apologize for not being good at apologizing.
Yep, I apologize for being bad at apologies. But also what I said was out of line, so that's... You had every reason to be actually mad at me.
Not out of line for you. Makes sense.
Regardless, I'm glad that we can all keep moving forward.
Fail, not getting any of the subtext. Just very excited to hear that we're all friends
I'm
again.
happy to move along and things are good.
Yay. So they lead you like a kilometer off the side of the road. And the terrain, you guys are in the Colovian Highlands, it's called. So the terrain is rocky and pretty rough, and they're mostly leading you through, the different kind of gullies and things. And eventually you come up to kind of a steeper rock face, and the Bosmer whistles. Whatever.
You tried, man.
I started to and failed, and then I was smiling and trying to whistle at the same time. It didn't go great. And a head appears, another Dunmer head appears over the edge of the rock face, kind of steps forward, has rope, and lets it off down the side, and the two scouts kind of look over at you.
They want us to climb?
Well, I mean, they'll go first if you want them to. One of them, the other Dunmer goes up first. Pretty quick.
I'll scurry up after him.
Yep, I guess we'll climb up the ropes.
I'll be the last one down. I'll be the last one going up.
Wynn is last. Bertolus is first.
I'll go second.
You go second.
Vale, you want to go third?
Okay.
Sure, third sounds good.
Cool. So Bertolus, roll perception for me as you get up. With Razor kind of right behind you, and then. Okay.
Not doing so hot.
Down below, this two that still haven't climbed up. I also want perception checks.
Right.
When you get to the top, Bertolus, the one who's managing the rope reaches out and grabs onto your hand and pulls you up the rest of the way.
This is the people who haven't climbed the rope, or the people who have?
Haven't, so that's Wynn and Neo at the bottom.
Okay, so then I'm just gonna add 2 to that because there's a story about this, and it started with a Spaniard at the top of a cliff, and how he debated whether or not to cut a rope while the man in the black mask was climbing up, and ultimately decided not to do that. So I'm using that as my inspiration of looking around the bottom, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. That's.
It's a very real, not real story.
Let's see. You'll get a 4 on that then.
Yep.
Wait. Neo, do you want to do one? Razor. Oh yeah. Well, fine. Razor. That works.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the 1. You don't have to roll.
I'm busy being sassy and stoic at the same time.
Okay. All right. So when you got a 4, you remember this story, and that you just get a little bit of uneasy sense from this, and oh shit.
I already have my preformed opinion of what's happening, but if this informs that opinion, I suppose.
Yeah, and you glance over to the side, and you're like, there's a tree that's just kind of wobbling a little bit, and you look at the leaves and the branches of one of the nearby trees, and it's blowing in the different direction than the tree is wobbling. Neolilphanith.
That makes no sense.
Yeah, it doesn't really make that sense. Almost like something bumped into it. and you kind of follow it down, and the bushes and the rocks kind of in the way. Right above one of the like boulders, you see what looks like leather, like tight leather skin pulled over some sort of bone. Like it's got horns, little tiny horns sticking off the back of this thing, and you just see the horns kind of move very briefly. Up at the top, Bertolus, you get pulled up, kind of look around. Seems good. You don't see any of the pillars. Supposedly they were like right around here or something. You don't see any of them. Razor.
Yep.
The Dunmer reaches out to grab onto your hand, pull you up.
Yep.
And you feel something go into your under your ribs.
Yeah. That tracks.
Oh.
Well, you know.
Do I see this happen if I'm watching?
Yeah, so you look back up, you see the Dunmer grab on to Razor, and in his other
What
hand
kind of roll is that? Holy.
lets go of the rope and has the nasty dagger that I pointed out, just jabs it right into Razor and pulls Razor the rest of the way up. The rope not tightly tightened down with a veil holding on.
Poor Veil.
Lets out a veil, you start falling.
I'm gonna.
Roll catch.
Bertolus, I need you to launch me up the cliff or up this face here.
I'm already up there.
Oh shit!
No.
Razor, roll
It's fine.
like some sort of defensive,
Right.
athletics, agility.
I'll go ahead and use defensive alteration.
I guess this is like a surprise thing, so I probably can't use my defend the weak stunt.
Yeah, you are not in position to. You're
All right,
standing
to
there without your
Veil,
shield out.
I
without-
have a 6.
That's a good sign.
I'm gonna like position myself under and go like, yeah.
Yeah, so you get stabbed. You're gonna take.
That's a pretty good result.
Right.
It's still 9 physical stress.
Yeah.
Please.
Well, I'm taking a severe consequence, that's for sure.
Oh boy.
Oh god.
And then he tries to push you off the edge, and then with your 8, you push him off, pull out to the step to the side, bleeding, and there's weird colors kind of coming out of your wound. Like that's not the color. There's blood there for sure, but there's like white and yellow and red, some other red liquids that are mixed in there. That's probably a bad sign.
Yep.
So there's two bad guys up here.
Well, you're not sure. There are 2 Dunmer up here, one of which has a dagger out. The other one is standing next to you like, what's going on? And then,
Oh no.
Then you hear crashing through the woods behind you. Down below, you're going to catch with a 6. Veil, take... don't subtract any... Or I guess you...
I will not subtract any armor. That's correct.
Take... it'll just be 3 physical stress.
That is enough to consequence me.
Slam into... you try to brace that as much as you can. And in fact, But even catching him, he's still going to take a little bit of hurt. So he kind of You feel maybe his back goes like noise in it. Nothing serious, just popped his back a little bit, maybe threw his muscle out or something.
This does not bode well.
No, you two need to get up there very, very quickly. I know.
I look at the rope that is like probably down here now that has fallen.
Yeah, the rope coiling.
I'm still holding on to it. To be fair.
That's good. I can try and shoot it into the top of the rock, but
from where you saw those horns, Neolithinith outsteps. Oh, I didn't preload it. Outsteps this frickin' thing.
boy,
Uh,
please don't be a Deidre.
Funny.
you see that on the stream?
Nope.
Yep.
Well,
Clan
it's not
fear.
the worst ones. There are much worse.
I mean, it has really sharp teeth, but it's kind of cute.
You say
kinda
that until
cute.
it headbutts you.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, so this thing is charging in at you. Yeah.
And that's the
That's
people
below,
down.
and then
down
above,
below.
there is also one.
Oh, cool.
That comes
Yeah.
bursting through the trees. Behind Bertilis, you can see what looked like same as how Neolithinith is dressed. Kind of moving through, jumping over a couple of rocks and dashing towards you. There's 3 of them.
Well, I'm gonna take out my bow.
So that's the situation, right? That covers 3 up there, the thing down below, 1 with the thing, and you're stabbed, and
I mean, do we really have to kill it?
let's start with
Yes.
Bertilis.
All right. So I got a Morag Tong. I got one of them dino-looking things, 2 Dunmer, and a severely injured Razor.
Yes.
How high up are we? Like, how high is this cliff?
I can't catch you guys. Well, maybe I could, but
50 feet, maybe?
Oh.
I mean, were you planning on jumping off? Because I'll go down to 30 for you. If 50's too high for you to jump off, then how about 30?
That's
Listen,
amazing.
Vale jumped. He's fine.
he did not jump.
And I probably wasn't all the way up either. I mean,
Yeah.
because there was at least some space between us. Not that I want to discourage jumping, mind you.
Oh, what are you gonna do, buddy?
Razor.
Does Razor look like he could take the fall if I fall under him?
Not particularly. No, I am mortally wounded.
Oh boy.
Great. Well, I guess I'm pulling out my weapons and I'm gonna try to cut that guy's hand off with that little dagger.
Cool. Do so.
Will a legendary allow me to cut that hand off?
Fuck. Well, no. Technically.
Wow. What if I'm a knight of the Dragon Squire, and now I have a 10 myself? Oh shit! No, I'd have to. That would just match it.
Match it. I'm willing to give the tie to the player.
All right, yeah, I'll do that.
Okay, so you hit. You have no shifts though, so it's just going to be your weapon damage.
Of 6.
6, still 6. You go to slice his hand, and he reacts lightning fast. Pulls his hand back. You just clip him barely. I don't think you're hurt right now, but you absorb 1 life back. You heal 1 life.
I actually was hurt by 1.
And you barely cut him, and he goes, ah! And he steps away from you, and he kind of dashes back, like something. His boots might be magic, and his feet move really fast as he kind of dashes backwards a little bit, holding his hurt wrist. Let's jump down to the bottom real quick. Neil Lithleth.
Razor, get out of here if you can. I'll hold him off.
When I need you to throw me.
Has never gone wrong before. Why not?
Fuck, I'm gonna have to use my daggers instead of my bow. I need you to throw me up there. Whatever that dagger is, I don't know if it's magical or if it's alchemical, but it's not good.
On the count of 3?
Yep.
Alright.
Back up.
I get in a position, and 1, 2, 3.
Up we go.
An acrobatics and an athletics check. Acrobatics from Neo, athletics from. Are you trying to jump all? You're not trying to jump all the way up there, are you?
I just want to get an advantage for the speed.
Okay.
I'll clamber the rest of the way.
Since I'm like in Wynn's arms right before this starts,
yeah.
Can I fortify Wynn with like athletics or strength?
Yeah.
Some sort of strength thing boost. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna roll my thing too then.
Roll that. I'm the last of my tribe, but my new tribe is like Neil Lithleth and everybody else. And so I want to do well.
Yeah.
5.
So
better!
You'll get +1 from me as well.
Awesome.
But just +1. I didn't manage to succeed with style.
Oh.
And then, yeah. All right. So you launch Neil Lithleth actually pretty high into the up along the side of this cliff, and Neil, you're able to kind of scramble up a little bit and grab on. You find a perch, and you can kind of see down the gully where that Clanfear is now charging straight at where Wynn and Vale are. And further away, now that you have this vantage, there's a kind of like way down at the end of this twisting gully is a cloaked figure who's standing with arms crossed, kind of off in the distance.
I would like to flip him the bird. Just because I can, and then finish climbing up.
You get up right to the lip, and you can see another Clanfear running at you, and Morag Tong assassins behind. While they're facing off against 2 Dunmer. And then Razor.
Okay. Well, I am bleeding heavily.
Roll. So the way I've been doing this could be way OP, but roll your current physical stress.
Okay. My current physical stress.
How much physical stress do you currently have available to you? Roll that number.
Okay. That's it. That's all. I filled up all my physical stress boxes, so that's all I got.
That's what I meant. It was maybe a little.
Yep.
Okay, so that's going to be 3 stress.
Yeah.
So it'll be a moderate consequence.
Yeah, I'll take on another moderate. Yeah. 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 This be poison, yo.
can't think.
Very astute.
Oh, and you have the well, I guess it's one of your consequences. Poisoned.
Yeah, I've got poisoned and mortally wounded.
Oh boy.
Bully for me. Yeah. Judging by this poison, I'm pretty sure I'm done. It's at this point I just sort of drop my bag. And then, like, out of the side of the bag, I grab that container. And then I'm gonna...
The one with the cylinder?
Yeah, I'm gonna take that cylinder.
Oh.
And then I'll look. I guess I'll go over and look at Bertolus, who's still there. Like, I hope this works.
Huh?
Good luck to you.
God.
Take care of everybody. As I open it up and I put it like directly into my chest.
Pop
What?
it open
and absorb all those souls, baby.
No.
There's a swirling. At first, what happens is a spark shoots out your back.
Right.
And blood kind of splatters. Yeah, that's what he says, Bertolus. He turns to you, he says, I hope this works. Turns his back on you, and then blood spurts out of his back onto you. But only one spark shoots out and kind of buzzes around, swirls around Razor. Razor, you feel really weird, man. Hard to tell if that's the poison coursing through your veins or the alcohol or the 50 shards of souls.
The dragon soul that's mucking about.
Yeah. You. What are you doing with? You feel there's energy in you. A fuck load of energy.
Yeah, I'm going to do. I'm going to do burst lightning and try and hit all the enemies with it.
Okay. Roll a magic roll.
Right. We'll spend fate points on this because why not?
Toot your own horn, but toot toot.
You go to cast Chain Lightning, you gather the magicka, and the magicka that you gather for this feels almost insignificant to what is raging inside of you. What is just feels like it's filling Bertolus. There's like light coming out of his ear holes and his like nose holes, and like a little bit that's coming out of his mouth and like starting to like shine through his eyes. And his skin is starting to like fray in places and like burn away. And you bring your hands together and lightning is crackling, and then there's just like beam of white crackling light, like a meter in diameter, shoots out with lightning shooting off the sides, blasts into the Clanfear. The three, one of the Dunmer, the one who hadn't moved yet out of the way, the Clanfear, the three assassins behind, with arcs of lightning shooting off to the side to smack the other Dunmer, and then lightning shooting off, crackling, smacking off the ground at the other Clanfear that's charging at Vale and Wynn. There is a hole in the rock and trees that just is molten on the bottom, on the sides. It just shoots through. Razor's body goes flying off the edge of the cliff.
I'm gonna go try to catch it. I have no idea what happened.
There is a Clannfear charging at you.
I'm gonna shove Greg out of the way, and I'm gonna jump off of the Clannfear. I'm gonna run up to the Clannfear, jump it off like it's like a springboard.
It's a springboard.
And gonna go and catch Razor from hopefully dying.
That's gonna be tough, just to let you know, but go for it.
You are still fortified, so you do get a +1 from me for the rest of the scene for this sort of activity.
Yeah.
I am more than willing to spend a fate point on that.
All right. That is okay. Great. So for athletics, I got a 3.
Yeah, you'll
so 3, 4.
might want to spend some fate. It's very tempting to re-roll that, isn't it?
It is. You know what? I'm gonna re-roll. I think I'm a warrior nomad, bitch. I can jump off of random shit all the time.
That makes sense.
I can springboard off a Clannfear. Who hasn't done that? Come on.
What warrior nomad hasn't done that?
I mean, there's various things. You gotta make use of what
Jumping
you
off
got.
the horses, camels.
No, camel jumping.
Yeah, camel jumping.
Okay, so 5 and 6, and if I get a nihilist,
I'm spending a fate point on that
yes.
because it'll be really epic.
6, 7. That makes it 7. Do I need to put more into it to make it happen? Maybe. So I really want to make it happen. Wait, I have a endurance, which is effectively an extra aspect. Once per session, you may take it without spending. So I'm gonna use my endurance because I can run. So I'm gonna tag that for another 2.
So that's
9.
2 from you already have. Do you already have the fortify ability in there? In your roll?
So I did not add that. So the roll I got was 4, and then fortify is
Makes it 5. Your
5.
The Neo's fate point.
6, 7, 8, 9.
So
Unless anybody else wants to add more to it?
that
No.
it doesn't
Nice.
sound intuitively right to me, but I'm gonna go with it.
4, 5.
You run. The Clannfear is ready to attack you here. Yeah, I'm gonna say it hits. That's the cost here, is that you leave yourself vulnerable to it.
That's I can use like the momentum to
But
help.
you got like
propel.
armor and stuff. I haven't hurt you yet, so.
Right.
That's gonna be 10 physical stress. So
Molding.
So
make
that's
sure to
like a moderate consequence.
Don't forget armor.
Yeah, subtract the armor and
Oh, actually, so then that's gonna be a mild.
yeah, make sure to
Mild
subtract the armor. And yeah, you should be good.
And don't you have like 8 physique or something?
I do have 8 physique.
So, or 8 physical stress.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you had
Plus my
10.
armor.
Took
add in
10.
your armor.
Add your armor,
How much is
which
your armor?
9, 10, 11, 12. 12.
This shouldn't go
Oh,
up. It should be
12 total,
subtracted.
because I have a mithril armor.
It should be 8.
So I have 8 for physical, right?
Right, 8 for physical, and then your
My
armor. So
mithril
you took
armor.
10 damage. Mithril armor is -2, right?
I'm looking it up. Sorry. Mithril blocks 4. So take 4 damage off of that. So you're only going to take 6.
All right, so then that's like a mild consequence.
Well, I think you can
Well,
soak
you
it.
can-
with
you
your-
could
You can-
soak that.
You can soak.
Yeah,
I'm
you
gonna soak it then. I'm
That's-
soaked.
Take 6 physical stress.
Yeah.
'Cause you have
You'll
10.
still have
6
2
damage.
physical stress.
So this thing gouges you hard, but who cares? You're fucking win.
Right.
And gouges you down your leg, almost clips with its claws, clips onto your armor, but you push off of it. You jump in the air and you push off of its face using its huge kind of fan head as like springboard and launch and grab onto Razor as his body's falling. And he's shot kind of far out, but you grab onto him and it kind of takes you down and you land on the ground. kind of roll a little bit. Razor hits hard. Oh, by the way, Razor, you got a 10 overall. So I'm gonna give you 10 more physical stress.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Then
As the energy explodes out of your body.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I'm
Healing
not-
potions on me.
I'm bad.
And
It only
then
takes
he
3
goes
HP.
crack. As
Right.
you grab onto him and kind of roll with him on the ground. There is a kind of exploded open heap of Razor.
I mean, can I,
Well,
like, pour down
Vale's
the
still
healing
on the
potions?
ground,
That's true.
and we have spring water.
And we do.
Mhm.
Spring water, yay!
I
Hey,
yell
that
for...
healing spring did really
I yell
good.
for Vale to get here, and would healing potions even help at this point? I don't know. I'm gonna pour one down his throat anyways.
There's
'cause I have
there's
no
one of
idea.
those things between
There's
Vale.
a clan fear that as you're like, Vale, you turn and look at
I
looks
got it.
over at Vale and
Also, I think catching me. I think catching me was your action.
Damn it! I need to.
So we're gonna go to Bertulis up above first.
Okay,
Razor, you
there
better not-
was a big old thing of
I'm
lightning
sorry.
that exploded around me.
Yeah, it shot off. Your hair is maybe a little bit.
Which of these beings around me is still standing?
The Dunmer who stabbed Razor is kind of standing there shocked and looks at you and starts backing away. He drops down and kind of is moving away from you. Hasn't taken his action yet, but yeah, he's intending on disengaging.
I'm gonna try not to let him.
Okay.
Yeah, I gotta get that guy, but oof, God, he's so good.
He's real good.
Not a great result. Yeah, there's no way I'm.
He dodges, and as you kind of swing at him a couple times, he's still kind of shocked and like looking around, literally shocked, and kind of. Yeah.
He doesn't have any. He doesn't have any
does,
consequences, does he?
He does not.
Fudge.
Yeah.
I mean, the Morg Tong was tired of getting its ass whooped by you guys.
They're such a real
They
assassin.
called in the big guns.
Cool.
I mean, he dodges and he starts smiling, and then you see his dagger somehow appear in his hand as he looks like he's gonna come at you. Neil Ilfenith, you pulled yourself up, and then saw light Razor
God.
go flying
Damn it.
back off the edge down below.
You okay, Bert?
For now.
Alrighty.
Is Vale okay?
We'll see. We'll see how he is.
Comparatively, he's doing a lot better than me.
Vale, if you can
down.
get around
Oh,
that
right.
clan fear and do something for Razor, that would be awesome. I'm gonna drop down to you one of the 2 vials of healing spring water I have, and then draw my bow. So my goal here is to pin one of the clan fear's feet into the ground. Don't know how well that's gonna work, but we're gonna give it a shot, team.
Sorry, say that again. You're gonna drop stuff down.
I'm dropping Vale one of my remaining vials of spring water from the healing oasis, and then I'm going to draw my bow and shoot at the clan fear in front of him with the intent to pin one of its feet to the ground so it can't actually
I see.
chase Vale. That's pretty good. But this is kind of important.
Oh, yeah.
I only have 1 fate point left, team. And I have something else I want to use it for.
You can decide after I roll.
Ugh. Shit. I have to
The
spend my
pinning
fate
to the
point on
ground
it.
does make it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna spend the fate point on it then. To make that a 9.
Okay. I'm just gonna give you the 3 piercing damage, and then its foot sticks to the ground. It's got a temporary aspect of
Alright.
stuck to the ground.
Go, Vale, go!
Yeah, we'll go to Vale.
Okay, I grab whatever it is I happen to be carrying that's not the spring water vial. And I like yell and throw it in the opposite direction to try and get the thing's attention that way.
You,
Vale has no idea if this
you
will
have
work.
an Elder Scroll. It's kind of important that you specifically tell me what you're hucking across.
Not the Elder Scroll, please.
I mean, if there's a
Although
thing
that
that's
would
gonna
be
get its
I'm gonna
hilarious.
grab my like food bag, right? I'm gonna assume it like food, right? That's what I'm grabbing. Although I'm not spending a lot of time. So
Maybe your cloak. Throw your cloak in that to try and create a. Ultimately, it's a speech check though. When you're trying to deceive.
yeah,
somebody.
no, I threw the Elder Scroll.
Oh, shit.
You did?
Is that what that means?
Yeah, it really did. Yeah.
What?
Oh, no!
It's in a scroll case.
What?
What are the chances that a Clanfear can recognize an Elder Scroll?
Well, that's fine.
Theoretically
That's
very
what I
small.
threw, but I guess it
I'll
is.
give him a little.
Given that
Or
the
Clanfear.
Buddy.
and then,
Well-
regardless of whether it got distracted by it or not, to be fair, that roll I made before wasn't necessarily the deception, but what I was throwing.
Yeah.
Uh,
I mean, you could do your deception still.
So,
your speech.
but I don't want to spend. I mean, my main goal is to get to
Why
Razor as
succeed?
quickly as possible. So, sure. What would deception be?
Speech.
Is that speech?
Yep.
Yay!
Its
Okay.
eyes track and follow the Elder Scroll as you huck it across the. For any Daedric princes watching, Vale gets slightly harder to see. Just point that out.
Oh, nice.
I don't like the implications.
I like the implication.
Now I'm rushing the Vale with like I've got like a 3-part plan here, but first part is spring water and healing potions.
Okay.
See how that goes.
Part 1 might not get totally off the ground. Win. I'm gonna let Win go first though.
Mm-hmm.
I unstopper one of the healing potions that was given to me by my Bosmer friend. It's a little weird guy, but he's nice. And I pour it down his throat. Maybe it'll help. But then I'm gonna stand up and then kind of run opposite. You know, kind of like turn the creature towards me so that I can create it, like can put its back towards Razor maybe, and I yell at it. I'm not really good at yelling.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop you before you can feed that to me.
Well,
I
how
don't
about
think
this?
you're in any physical condition to stop her from doing
There's
anything,
not
right,
much
sir?
you can do, but
Right.
how about this? So you've got Razor there, right?
Or maybe I can throw the flask at it.
You've
I
got
don't
the Clanfear, you've got Vale headed your direction. The Clanfear seems to be distracted by something.
Oh, okay.
It's looking the other direction as Vale's like running behind it and like coming to you. And you turn back to look at Razor, and there's this weird spiraling thing of energy around Razor as he starts to disintegrate in front of your eyes. Into
Razor?
kind of purplish blue stuff that gets caught up in this little swirly thing. And Rob, you elected to remember? Yeah?
Yep.
One sec. let me. Oh, sorry. You all show. Oh, yeah. Do you have a? No, you don't. No, you don't.
Okay. Well,
You
shit.
don't get to do that. You will. Hopefully, you will be pleased though with what happened.
Mm-hmm.
One sec.
Focus on that Triceratops.
Good old Clanfears, man. They've got nice claws, so, if this goes well.
And Razor disappears into energy, and this almost like this vortex sucked up his disintegrated
dead?
bits.
Like, does he seem dead to me?
He
Oh
looked,
my
he
goodness!
looked real dead to you before that moment. I mean, his chest, his like internal organs were all.
I let out a yell, like a very like strong yell. I'm really upset. So it's like this really
and
soul.
apparently, I didn't finish that, Rob.
That's okay.
Really soul crushing yell, and I'm gonna.
Just BT dubs, you're dead.
Oh, why do you have to die?
Well, he got stabbed with that blade, and then he shoved magical energy into the wound, and then he got launched off a 50-foot cliff.
I mean, but I did take care of a bunch of our enemies, so there's that.
Well, not this dude. He's got to stab me to.
Well, I trust in your abilities to deal with him.
He's got a +9, man. That's insane.
Yeah, I got super poisoned. It's like I'm gonna die if I keep taking damage. There's really no winning here, so I'm like, fuck it.
I'm gonna be very upset, and I'm gonna use my Ansei initiate. I'm gonna get a sword. I'm gonna manifest a sword, because time is of the essence. My other friends are up there too, and they could be dying, and I need to do something because I failed Razor. And I like so much rage and so much despair. So I'm gonna kill this Triceratops thing, and then I'm gonna go up there to help the people who I can help.
Okay, so you turn on this thing, you stand up, turn on this Clanfear that is trying to pull its foot. There's an arrow in it. It reaches down and starts scratching at it and sniffing at it, and then it grabs onto the arrow and breaks it, and pulls its foot off and looks off to where Vale threw a thing.
I need to keep Vale safe.
Okay, then yeah, take your action. Do what you want to do.
Does that create advantage for me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's got a temporary aspect on it. You can invoke it for free.
All right, I'm going to. So for my anti-initiate, what did we do? Just like the drive roll, or what did we do?
So you rolled your attack.
Okay.
You told me you were tagging your Ansei initiate thing, and then we kind of just rolled with it from there.
Okay, so we're gonna do that. Tag that, so that's gonna be a 5. And then I'm gonna do, if I can, I'm gonna spend another fate point, so I'm gonna be down to 1 after this. A killing stroke, so once per scene. No, I'm not gonna do that quite yet. I'm gonna save that. Never mind. This thing isn't worth it. But I'm just gonna stab it.
Okay.
Stab the shit out of it. Get him.
And I'll give you what you're kind of looking for here. Is you come running up again and drop your sword or whatever weapon you were. Maybe you didn't even pull it up. You didn't even pull up. You just started running at this thing, and still like that spear, yeah. White energy kind of flows out of you, appears in your hand, and you stab down at this thing. Tries to get out of the way. Okay. And you kind of just barely skim by it, scratching it a little bit, but like it is also you know what? It is also disintegrating. Weirdly enough, a lot like Razor just did a moment ago. As you kind of stab into it, and its arm that you just barely cut goes limp, and bits of it start kind of
Is this a me thing?
dissipating.
It's not.
You killed Razor.
I know. Well, you know, she's
And
quite
it
upset.
turns its attention away from where it just was paying attention to, looks at you. That you barely hit it. It did quite a bit of damage, you think. The spear disappears. You take the tired
Yep. Put that
consequence as a minor consequence. Okay, then it turns at you and it's going to smack you. Roll some sort of defensive. Oh, it didn't roll good.
Like athletics to dodge out of the way, or
Yeah, athletics, acrobatics. You duck under it as it swipes at you. Up above, Bertolus. You know it's coming, so he doesn't get his bonus.
Yeah, I definitely know what's coming.
Oh. Hey, only a 5. Nice.
Hey!
Clink. He smiles confidently as he starts realizing that he's probably better at this than you are. And then he comes in with this kind of sneaky attack from the side, and you at the last second clink, catch him, and you kind of look him in the eyes, and he kind of goes like this. You notice a very kind of telltale scar that runs from the edge of his eye down along back towards his ear. And he disengages with you and turns in a quick flurry, and kind of his cloak comes up, and by the time his cloak falls back to the ground, he's dashed back, hopped on top of a boulder and jumped past a tree, swung, and ended up on the other side of like a small ravine.
Well, I don't think I'm catching him.
I don't know why you would think that.
Because I don't have super speed.
It's damn
But
boots.
yeah, it's your turn there.
Well, who else is up here with me aside the guy that just bolted?
There is. Sorry, say that again.
Who else is up here with me?
That's
Because there were a lot of bad guys up here before.
Just Neolophanith.
Okay, so that lightning thing took out all those other guys?
The light happened and it shot out. Like I said, it was about a meter, and there's where they were, it's just gone. Stuff is gone for like 100 yards in a straight line. Is just
right.
cut.
So I look at that guy.
Razor's bag is laying on the ground next to you.
Okay. So yeah, I look into the distance, see that guy skedaddling. I look at Neo, and I grab that bag, and I'm going to start climbing down.
Slapping that keyboard.
And you're gonna go down. Sorry, I was distracted.
No, you're alright. Yeah, I'm going to grab this Razor's bag, and I'm going to descend.
Make an athletics check to start climbing down. Good enough. You get about halfway down. Neolophanith. You can still
Well-
see that guy who ran away just a moment ago, but Clanfear is still down there fighting Wing. You look, the cloaked figure off in the distance. Don't know where they went.
I really want to shoot at the assassin guy because his dagger would be totally cool to have, and it sounds like his boots would be really cool to have too.
Do
No,
it.
lucky
Shoot
shot
it.
might.
I don't have any more fate points.
I
and
will give you
I
a fate
believe in
point.
hearsay, but
I will give you a fate point.
one shot wouldn't be enough to kill him. I think wound him, but not kill him.
If you can hit him with some sort of poison.
Assassins tend to have some level of buildup against poisons, and mine aren't that potent quite yet. I'm working on it, but I'm not there yet. Instead, I'm going to gently hop off my little perch in the direction of the bag that contains an Elder Scroll that was thrown all willy-nilly to the side. I'm gonna go get that, because that's kind of important. And then I'll help you guys fight the Clanfear.
Cool. So you start hopping down, make your own check there.
I'm used to jumping off
You know
tall
who
stuff.
I forgot about. Who? Yeah, I'm gonna go with
Neil.
has disappeared.
Yeah, where
The
is he?
Bosmer.
The second one.
yes.
I assume he left pretty quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Is he the friend that I made?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh.
So you guys started climbing up. He was standing down here with Wynn and Neil Ilfenith. Stuff started happening, and I guess he disappeared. The 6, you hop straight past where Bertolis is like climbing down, and you kind of light-footed. Boop, boop, boop. You pretty much make it almost
Show
all
up.
the way to the bottom.
Look, man,
you
I
can
don't have
see-
heavy armor.
You can see
This is-
the scroll case off to the side.
Yeah, I'm gonna go grab that,
Okay.
and I'm gonna go ahead and wear that. So if somebody tries to take it from me, it's gonna be pretty obvious.
I'm gonna go to Vale. Sorry, I ruined part 1 of your 3-part plan.
Yeah, no. And part 3 involved the Elder Scroll. I didn't even have it, so I was already doomed to fail. But anyways, so when Razor disintegrated,
Yeah.
like, were there bits or sparks or anything that happened there? Because I was running that direction. No,
roll some sort of. You can either give me a perception or a scholarship or something like that.
Yeah, I definitely want a scholarship. Vale is actually really interested in this concept of, like, I don't know, souls and stuff.
Yeah.
He's been pondering that little spark for a while. So yeah, I'll do some scholarship. I did okay.
Your assumption is the sparks were somehow a part of Razor, and so they also would have got sucked into the magic vortex. But the thing about that 4 is you've seen what happens when a conjured creature disappears after it's killed. And that's what happens.
When a conjured creature is killed, quote unquote, usually it's just banished back to its own realm or something like
Right,
that,
it gets
right?
sucked, it disintegrates and gets sucked back into oblivion. Yeah.
So it didn't leave behind any of, like, his clothes or anything, though, or did it?
There is the soul gem that he had. That's right where he was. You think that the sparks would have also got sucked in, but somehow the soul gem is still there.
Well, I'm going to pick that up.
So does the soul gem disappear with him, or does it float?
And then I'm going to stare at the vortex until it's all gone, I guess. It went pretty quickly, right, the vortex thing?
Yeah, I mean, it lasted a couple of seconds, maybe. Overall.
Not enough for me to, like, stick a hand or a violin or anything, right?
No.
Okay, yeah, I've got the soul gem, and I'm now not being useful. So, next.
Okay, Win. You've got a Clanfear still staring at you. It is wounded. It has a limp arm.
Is it still wanting to attack, or is there a way, like...
very aggressive.
Can't it just run away?
It's a Clanfear.
No.
That's not what they do.
It literally cannot, even if it wanted to.
Well, Wynn would not know why or anything to do with that, so she is gonna just attack it again, I guess.
Cool.
A lot less, like,
This time you actually pull a blade?
Yep, this time I actually pull a blade. A little tired, but let's do it. I'm just gonna pull both of the blades. I'm gonna do a double stab. So does that count for both of them, or do I roll another?
Well, so the way that, fate kind of handles dual wielding.
Got it.
Right.
All right. So that will be a 4.
It barely ducks out of your way and kind of hobbles backwards a little bit and then lunges forward at you. Roll some sort of defense.
Oh.
And then Bertilis.
I gotta finish climbing down this cliff.
I am pretty darn tired, man.
Climbing. Alright, fine.
Yep, pretty tired, man.
Lee. Oh, hey, add 3 to that. So I got a 4.
You climb down to the bottom. Easy.
Easy peasy.
Easy peasy.
Is that the extent of my actions?
I mean, if you want to do something else that's quick and easy.
I don't have anything.
Okay, well, you're close enough. Let's say that if you wanted to intervene with that.
Oh yeah, I'll definitely stab that thing.
Stun. But you're like, there's you, and then there's Win, and then there's the Clanfear. Okay, so Neil Iflineth.
Well, there's still a Clanfear to kill, so let's poke some holes in it. Also, it broke one of my arrows, and that is incredibly rude. Thank you. Oh, that's not as good as I was hoping.
That's going to be 1 shift. So 3 armor, puncture. That's all of it. And then any extra damage.
Just 1 from the bow.
Okay. It's looking quite wounded. It has consequences.
All right.
Vale.
I'm now going to turn around and see. They got that under control. So Bertilis is on his way down?
Yeah, he's come all the way down.
He's all the way? Okay. So none of them look too badly hurt, right? No consequences?
Yeah. you don't see.
Wynn's kind of hurt.
Wynn
Wynn
looks
is
tired.
tired. You can tell by the way that she tried to dodge,
bit
but really
sluggish.
failed.
You can tell by the way it is.
Well, and metagaming, removing all of her physical stress is actually a really significant heal.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna come up.
Wynn does look hurt.
Do I have to touch for heal? Is it touch?
It's a touch somebody in.
So I'm gonna kind of like tentatively come up behind and like kind of try and touch her while she's in the middle of fighting a large beast, and give her some healing.
Nice. Good job, Vale.
Wait, are you still invisible? Or did
Me?
Yeah, did you turn invisible? Somebody
I
turned
never turn invisible.
Oh, I thought somebody turned invisible. I thought you did. Okay, never mind. Like, what's touching?
Vale's invisible. Ah!
Ah! Back. Ew.
Man, I don't roll good on magic, but it's still enough to get rid of your physical stress.
Yeah! Back up, guys.
Okay. So that's going to go to you, Wynn.
I can't scare it off, and it's...
Maybe, it could be that it's plenty scared. It just,
What's tethering it? Because mindless, I can't mindlessly kill things. Is there anything on it that I can see immediately, from fighting it? Is there a collar or some sort of anything? No.
I mean, you're thinking in the right direction. Yeah. You remember the little you remember the Dremora that stood outside of when you guys went to the village with the cultists, and Razor made it stay outside, and it had to do whatever Razor said.
Yeah. So I feel it empathetic for it. But the best thing to do is to probably just
for Daedra. Nice.
Because I don't know exactly the extent of who they are, except for what people tell me, and got to take that with a grain of salt. Anyways, I'm gonna finish its suffering. I'm gonna tag my Insane Initiated. I'm gonna do another one because I just need this to they just need to go, because obviously what's happening is it's been prolonged long enough, and so I'm gonna give it a swift death, hopefully.
Okay. Gotta hit it.
Then that will be a 6.
And then add in damage. That's with the swords.
That's with my maybe conjured sword or something. Or if it's just with my swords, then it'll be two-handed dwarven swords, 3, so 6, 7.
It should be 3 actually. So
3 each, or is it 3 total?
3 total. Do you have that stunt? That's the two-handed thing that gives you an extra point of damage.
2 sword Joe.
Cool. So you got a 4. You got 1 shift. You add in your dwarven short swords bonus of 3, so that goes up to 4. You add in your special dual-wielding thing that goes up to 5 shifts.
Okay.
It can't soak it as a moderate, so it needs to take it as a severe consequence. And you kind of run it through, and it lets out and then
If there's a way of, because I can also spend my last fate point on Killing Stroke. Once per scene, you can force an opponent to take a consequence, and you spend it to increase the severity.
That would do it.
All right, I'm gonna do that.
So you force it to take an additional consequence.
Mm-hmm.
It fills up its moderate slot. Its it's got no more in it. Bertilis, you come down. You're right there. Wynn has it through, and it's struggling, coughing, blood, looking like it's reaching out at Wynn, trying to scratch her face as she's holding her blade. The other one, or I guess both of them, in it. What do you do?
I'm gonna add another blade.
Cool. Roll one-handed. Yeah, you step forward, slice across its head, its neck pops off, falls to the ground. It slides off your blades, and yeah, it's dead.
I fall to my knees because I'm still assuming Razor is dead, and I kind of just I wouldn't say cry, but there's tears definitely streaming down her face.
Yeah. There's silence around you. The sobs of Wynn. I'm gonna give you guys a moment to kind of what do you want to do? This just happened. There are no enemies that you see nearby, so we'll break initiative.
I'm immediately giving the scroll back to Vale.
Vale looked like he was about to say something, but then he sees the scroll and gets the most embarrassed possible look on his face. And grabs it, says, "Thank you."
Oh man, I would die to see that.
Too soon.
Well,
I walk over to where Razor's body was. Is there a bunch of blood there still, or did that all disappear too?
No, it all disappeared.
All of it. Oh, interesting.
The blood that was on you has even evaporated or something.
Okay, that's weird.
Far be it from me to comment on how dead bodies should be, but that is not what a dead body does.
Yeah, I'm not sure Razor was exactly... Oh, well, I mean, yeah, we all knew he wasn't, I guess, what we thought he was. But I think he went someplace else.
Neo? Do I have a bunch of blood here-ish?
No.
No?
Clean.
Okay, that's weird, because there was a bunch of his blood here-ish just a few minutes ago.
What happened up there?
Assassin. I don't think I could have taken him either. Not if he'd wanted to stay.
Can we save him?
Razor, right?
Remind me, I feel like at some point we had a conversation, or at least touched on the fact that Razor's magic was tied to Oblivion, not the traditional Magicka stuff. Did we talk about that as a group at any point? Yes. Or am I just... Okay, we did?
It's big conversation he had with us while we had a powwow.
Mm-hmm.
Well, his body isn't here. His blood is no longer with this plane.
He can't have an honorable death. We can't give him the proper burial he deserves.
I don't think he's dead.
Yeah, I don't think he's dead
much
either.
About conjuration, and I turn to look at the two Bretons, who in theory do know stuff about conjuration.
Yeah, I have his bag.
Yeah,
I mean, I actually...
disappear.
Oh. Yeah, that's right. I look at his bag.
Dig through his stuff.
I loot the body.
There's a piece of paper, right? That's the main thing.
Yep. So yeah, there's a piece of there's a letter in there. There's a letter in there. There's books, and then there's one bottle of Sujamma.
Is that alcohol?
Yeah.
Sorry, it's been a long time since I played the game.
Right.
I pull it out. I pulled the bottle out.
Yeah. It's a full bottle of Sujamma. He hasn't touched it yet. Even though he's been kind of like itching to drink for a while, he hasn't like whipped out this bottle yet.
Yeah, I pull it out and I uncork it.
Mm-hmm.
And
pour one out for the homies.
I mean, yeah, I hold it up and I'm like, to Razor, may we see you again. And then I take a drink and I hand it to Neo.
And I cork it again and look at you with my stoic face because I can't make emotions.
Mm-hmm.
It's not safe to do this now. There's someone cloaked in black at a distance, and we need to get back to your Imperial friends and let them know that they have a Morag Tong mole, or a Dark Brotherhood mole, or whatever that was. I assume Morag Tong? I think they're the ones that operate more or less in the land of the Dunmer. But we have a Bosmer to find as well. A traitor.
He was part of it too?
Yes.
Really?
I pull out
sheepish.
2 healing potions that he gave me.
I'm gonna sniff one of those and see if they're poison or if they're actually healing potions. Our DM is busy DMing
Sorry.
side
Okay.
conversations.
That's totally fine.
It's fine. I'm only dead.
He was.
In the modern gaming world that we have now, DM is a double meaning.
I'm DM the DM.
Sorry. DMing is actually just DMing.
Wynn took out one of the healing potions that the Bosmer gave her, and I'm going to uncork it and smell it and see if I can tell if it's poison or actually a healing potion.
Roll alchemy.
Not as high a skill as it was once upon a time. Oh, Jesus. Alright.
To get to horrifying, you've still got some work to do, though.
Yeah.
You just
You have to have no skill
sniff some of
and
that up your
roll
nose?
4 minuses.
I went like this and I was like, oh, never mind. This is also not a safe time to do this. We need to go.
Yeah, I think we can go. I mean, Razor is clearly not here, and I don't think being here is going to be relevant to seeing him again.
So you're going to skedaddle?
That assassin is still in the woods somewhere, and there's nothing saying that he won't try to come back for any of us.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, what if they were just after Razor?
It's a possibility, but I don't know if they know what we carry.
Well, they didn't come for it, though. You think if they knew, they would have gone for it.
Maybe.
Or you get rid of your strongest person.
Well, they didn't. Oh, right. No, I'm just kidding. No, but he's been worried this whole time that they were after him.
And apparently he was right. He did destroy an entire city, mind you.
That
A good reason.
Well, yes, but
not everyone thinks that.
As I look at the group, about to say, I would expect some of you to know of the avarice of man, and then I remember that Wynn doesn't remember a lot of things about culture in general. Vale is an actual cinnamon roll, and Bertolus is a child. People don't always have the best reaction to things that are meant to do good.
And she stumbles for a moment. This is a world that I do not feel I belong in at all. It doesn't make any sense, and people are so incredibly stupid.
You're here, though.
To what end? He died. I could not do anything. What good is all of this if I can't save any of you?
You could try. And that's all anyone can ever ask. You can live to prove to those who would see you dead that
But
they
he's
will
not
never
dead
have
yet.
power over you. And that is also true. He is not. For all we know, he is probably in Oblivion. I'm not 100% on how conjuration works.
Yeah, I've got some thinking to do.
Time to go
'Cause-
learn the summon razor spell.
I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, not wrong.
Kind of.
I mean, if he's in Oblivion, we have trouble getting to Oblivion, but somehow he got here. I don't know. There's things we need to think about. And I would rather do those not here in the woods worrying about getting shot in the back or stabbed in the back
Agreed.
in general.
Bertolus,
not
would
that
you take
worried,
the
'cause-
lead?
Bertolus is here.
Yes,
But
of course.
He'll take the arrow for you if it comes out and he can see it.
As you're, so you start walking, Bertolus.
I am
you're
so
in front?
tempted to do something irresponsible,
Yeah.
but so much potentially fun with the princes. There are so many good offers.
Oh, it's funny that you should mention that. Bertolus, as you're walking back, keeping an eye out, you see someone up ahead of you.
I have my bow out actively. Arrow ready but not drawn. Oh,
What?
this is either really good or really bad.
This is
Or
going to
a
be
bit of
really
both.
good. I love this.
Alex,
All
can
right.
I get you
Oh,
Oh yeah.
should work. You all be in wrong place, but this will be fine. Oh, perfect. You appeared in the exact right spot. Go ahead and describe yourself.
I think it's like a man who's leaning up against a tree, kind of with a walking staff, and dressed. I don't know, not ridiculously, but well dressed, well kept, with a very pointy beard. And as you guys walk up, he's muttering to himself. He says, "No, and I think these ones are unlikely to live boring lives either. Oh, look, here they are now."
comforting.
Yeah, Bertolus, you see that. Not that far, within loud conversation distance.
Wait, are you talking about us?
Is this?
As a
Oh,
Yes, I am. Oh, you're very quick. Yes, I like you. Bertolus, yes?
this isn't good.
No. He looks over at his.
Neo.
He looks over at his belt. No. So, the Imperial City, right? I suppose we'll need to find the way.
we?
We?
Yes, we. Well, me and that. And he points at Vale.
And who might you be, good sir?
That? What,
Oh.
in Vale?
Who am I? Oh, of course, right. Sheogorath, Lord of Madness, at your service. Some may call me Betty, but if they do, I turn them inside out. Please don't.
Awesome. God, I wish I could display emotions on my face.
Don't worry,
body
they're on
language is
Bert's
stiff.
face.
Is there a reason the God of Madness is here?
A reason? No! Come! And he gestures for his walking stick, and instead, there's a bow that he picks up from the branch. You could have sworn that there was a walking stick there before, and he threads it over his shoulder and strides towards the Imperial City.
does a what if
All right.
these god things? Why do they need a walking group?
Oh no, as I said, you're not particularly important. It's mostly that.
Yeah, no.
I stand in front of Vale.
But I think you're perhaps part of this. Maybe there's a connection. Something about your mother and probably your father, and something about a landscape. Yes, there's too many things, but we can talk about that later. For now, I think the road is a connection, and connections are what make the world go round. Yes.
I'm just gonna shrug and start walking with him.
Yay!
I mean, he's heading where we're going, right?
Yeah.
So
Look, he's a Daedric prince. Even if we wanted to fight him, we shouldn't. And whatever purpose he has here, he'll do it and leave, and hopefully we'll all be alive.
Okay, I trust you.
Sheogorath is not one of the princes I'm particularly familiar with. I know of him and of his followers, and it's something about sock cases, I think.
Ah, so you've heard. Good.
I did.
They know about you.
So what about that gesturing vaguely at Vale? Vale is important to you, Sheogorath. Prince Sheogorath.
Oh, the honorific. Ah, it's been too long since I've been honored. Usually the issue is that people who don't honor me are, well, turned inside out. It's a lot of fun, that. The best part is when you turn them inside out and then make them into musical instruments of some sort. I remember a Bosmer drum I had a while ago. Kept beat like no one would believe.
You know, if you would like another Bosmer drum, I know of a Bosmer that I think would make a lovely drum.
Oh, bring him to me. I'd love to turn him inside out.
Of course. I'm going to steer the group.
I was just going to mention the visibly horrified look on Vale's face.
Razor has a look to match.
All right, so I think we're gonna end it there. You guys are meeting up with the troop of soldiers who are going to have to get the news of what happened, and we'll have to figure out what the hell happened to Razor, and we have a new party member. Rob, you're still with us though, right?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay, good.
Razor making Wind cry more.
You're welcome.
Did you just call a Daedric prince a new party member?
Did I say that? I think that's what I said. Yeah.
Yeah. Super glad it's not my problem. Good luck, suckers.
What have you
That's just
done?
rude.
Yeah.
I'm just glad I could go out giving everyone the double deuce.
Way to go.
You're not out, right?
We'll figure out how to summon him back from oblivion. However, if that is what has happened to him, Neo in character is going to have a deep chuckle in a general sense. But we can talk about that later.
Boys, I found the extent of Neolilphiness Empany. It's right here. Didn't have to dig too far. It wasn't that deep.
I just think it's hilarious that a person determined to die is theoretically immortal at the moment. That's all I'm saying.
That's what you got out of that.
Yeah.
I remember having a conversation about. Well, basically, the conclusion is that Razor's character arc does not end with death. Anyway, that's where we're going to wrap this up.
Win
We'll
has
figure
a
out what
letter to
happens.
reach everybody at the
Do
next
you want to
session.
do that now or start of the next session?
No, start in the next
You
session.
want
I
to hold
think
on to the letter
Yeah.
for now? Okay.
she has a letter.
Okay.
Oh
Thanks,
boy.
everyone. Thanks, Alex, for showing up just randomly here at the end.
Yay, Shigura!
Guys.
Peace out, everyone.
Yay!
Have a good one.